everyone, and welcome back to another Helluva Hazbeans. I know it's been quite some time. I hope you guys enjoyed last stream. We were discussing how we would have these amazing cosplayers here with us today, and we're just so fucking excited that they're with us today. And we were talking to them a little while ago, and they're just fantastic people. So I would love to introduce them to you. So I am the wordy Hazbin, along with my co-host Sky, and
I exist.
You do okay. And drum roll, please. Today we have AuraFox and we have MDA Cosplay. Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for existing.
Yes, we're flowing in a conscious.
Hi, nervous energy goes zoom.
Nah, no reason to be nervous. This is literally a bullshit hour. We just kind of do whatever until YouTube decides this bitch curses enough, and we're gonna shut her ass down. So up until that happens,
Like you said, within the first 5 minutes of the stream starting, we're already fucking swearing.
Listen, it's a part of me that's never gonna change. So yeah. My dad used to say to me all the time, like, a lady never swears. I'm like, well, who the fuck said I was gonna be a lady? Do you see a petticoat on me? No, motherfucker. No, I love my dad.
Glad my dad never said that to me. Listen, I make sex jokes with my dad all the time, so.
When I got older, he was able to have like sex jokes with me and whatnot, and my mother was like, oh my god, no, you have daughters. And he's like, and
I completely misheard the sex joke, like the sex joke part of it. So all I heard was well, I have sex with my dad. I'm like, fucking what?
No, oh my god, no, I do not.
YouTube, don't take us down!
Sir, in all of the conversations we've had, where would you miss that?
No, sex jokes,
You need to sleep at night.
You need to start sleeping at night, Fox.
Now, on the context of if we're talking about dads, me and my dad are actually really close. Fun fact, I straight up just turned around and said to him a couple of years back, by the way, I'm your son now, and that's how that goes. So
nice.
Yeah, it was like, son, also I'm buying this like silicone chest for like 200 quid that I'm probably gonna wear on a day-to-day basis. Love you.
When my mom saw me with mine, I had to explain it to her. Listen, this is for cosplay purposes. Then she asked me how much I paid, and I'm like, 230? What? Mother, I can use it for multiple costumes.
Parents the beginning of spending ridiculous amounts for cosplay.
Meanwhile, my mother has a ring that she bought 40 years ago that she paid $800 for.
Holy shit.
But I'm weird for buying a silicone chest for $230.
You know what though? So it's funny we're talking about like really expensive items. You know how you just said that your mom bought like a $800 ring? So my fiance and I, we just got our wedding bands, and they were a pretty penny. I'm not gonna lie.
I can imagine.
Trend.
Well, because I'm an expensive bitch, and my band could not be a plain ass band. I needed to have diamonds in my band. So I had said to him I needed one, that could be a standalone as well as with my engagement ring. So he goes, I get whatever the fuck you want. So I go, okay. So the one that I wound up finding, I think, was after the warranty on it. I think it was like over $1,000 for the band.
Damn.
It was
That's just one ring.
For just one ring, and then his ring was like $800 or $900. It was somewhere around there.
See, I can't even say anything because I'm pretty sure just for one of my cosplays, I spent a ridiculous amount of money on.
Mm-hmm.
But
is it who I think it is?
If it's Cowdew, then yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Kaoru was my expensive spend. I got all 3 of his different cosplay outfits, 3 different wigs, one wig that was like £75 on its own. So like, it's an expensive.
Wasn't that the teen Kaoru wig?
It was the one that's pretty much a brick. But that's what I mean. Like, you have expensive like cosplays where you can spend out, but you can also do what I did for Aizawa and have your own clothes and be cozy and be like, yeah, I don't have to spend as much on this. I think I spent a tenner on my Aizawa cosplay, minus other than the scarf, which I think was 30, but that's about it. So
I think one of my cheapest cosplays, you look at it and you think, oh, they spent like a few $100s on it because it's got armor, a painted and embroidered cape, boots, beadwork, horns, and it's like, oh yeah, you spent like probably what, $150, $200? No, I spent $4.
Damn.
Because everything that I used to make that cosplay was in my stash, and the only thing I needed to buy was snap fasteners.
Nice.
But then I've got costumes like Lucifer, who cost me just shy of $300.
He is very detailed.
see, here's the difference in the level of cosplay. I buy mine most of the time and edit them because I'm too lazy. That, and also my textile skills went out the window when I left high school, so like I don't make my stuff. I usually buy it. Like the most impressive.
See, when it comes to my mother, she made my cosplays at first, and then she made me learn how to sew when I showed her I wanted to make Kuja from Final Fantasy IX, and she went, yeah, no, I'm not making that. You're learning how to sew. Shit.
Like, I've made things for cosplays. I've just never made like a full outfit, like from scratch. I've always like bought implements. The closest I can say as a cosplay I've made was my Vox, but even then, all the items were already pre-made and bought. I just edited them to make them look like Vox. So
But that's still technically making in a way.
well,
It's
yeah.
modifying.
But like half the time I'm too lazy for that.
In all honesty,
I
though,
mean, it's fine.
fine.
Everybody does cosplay their own way.
They does. They does. You hear me? They do. Or it does. Can't English for shit right now. My apologies.
The wordy Hazbin does not have the wordies.
No, I'm fucking tapped. I'm like done. I was gonna say it all falls under the category of design. So I mean, you're still designing something regardless of how it was done. So I think it still counts. And you know, as far as money and cost goes, I mean, the way that I see it, if you feel in the long run that it's worth it to you, then the money is just, the money is money. Money can always be made. You know what I'm saying? So if it's gonna bring you joy and it's something that's gonna that's gonna maintain your satisfaction and your zest for life and your zest for the passion of cosplay, then yeah, okay, spend whatever you gotta spend. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I try to look at it. Sometimes budget goes out the window.
I know, budget. I shouldn't even be talking. I gotta keep an eye on I gotta keep an eye on budget. But
what's his word budget? I think you'd say the word and then it goes, and I'm already out of the budget. Okay.
I say budget,
And
then
the only thing I can budget for is cosplay.
I feel
It's
that.
like you say the word budget and then instantly the budget's out the window. You're like, shit.
Budget is, yeah, forget about it. We gotta budget too. And I mean, obviously between the bills and food and now planning for the wedding, but it's very interesting as soon as you slap wedding onto something how quick the cost climbs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, motherfuckers. So we're gonna finagle something. We're gonna finagle something. Make it somehow work. But anyway.
I actually watched a show where they said that as soon as you put wedding in front of anything, venues, caterers, everything
Yep.
will immediately make their prices go up. If you leave out the fact that it's a wedding, your price will be lower.
Mm-hmm.
So our plan. So they're giving us a hard time as far as the ceremony goes, right? We can have a reception in a restaurant somewhere, right? And we had said we may have to divvy up the days, get married on one day and then have this reception another day when everyone can, come down, whoever wants to come down. And we had said it. A friend of ours is coming up in a few months, is coming down in a few months, and we had said it. We go, he's ordained. If he can do it, let's have the ceremony that day. Go out to dinner. We don't have to say it's a wedding. It's gonna be a very intimate group. It's fine. They're not gonna kill us with cost. So.
Mm.
But anyway,
Because I've already said you gotta save your monies because I'm gonna take you out for tea and crumpet.
You did say that, yes.
Yes, be the stereotypical Brit that I am,
Well, you gave me the list of places that you were gonna take me, so yeah, I gotta save up for that. But what's it? So I know this was the prelude to the stream itself, chatting about everything, but does anybody have anything that they would that they want to announce or celebrate today? We're all here for you guys. So what Stormy Fall. Oh god, that was so British.
Hi, Stormy!
I am like so easily distracted today. What the fuck? So celebrations. Anyone got anything?
I have my first con in almost 2 years and 2 weeks, and it's my
Woo!
birthday con. It's about as close as I got.
Well,
Much excited.
happy early birthday.
Yeah. Thank you.
And yes.
You can expect birthday arts from me.
I'm gonna be old.
Oh, honey, I bet no. I bet I'm older than you. No.
Why? How old do you think I am?
26?
Sorry. I was so straight up laugh. Sorry.
Box, you know how old
I know how old you are, that's why I laughed.
I will be 32.
Oh no, sweetie, I got you beat by 2 years.
Oh, okay. That's a change of pace.
Next month actually.
Usually I'm the oldest.
Oh, same here. Same here. That's usually me, but I'll be 34 next month.
See, I'm baby. Hello.
Are we sure about that?
Are
we testing this now?
Maybe? I don't know.
So, hey, happy
Let's
early
test
birthday,
it.
Stormy. I'm about to be 33. That's awesome. Yay for us 30-year-olds. I don't feel so old now. Thank you guys for being here.
Sorry, I'm not gonna drop my age now because I feel bad. Like, first.
Don't do it. I want to know.
Okay, so I'm 23 this year.
Okay.
I just turned that too.
Oh, so you just turned up? Hi, you're older than me. I am baby. Hello.
Oh my god, I am
like
baby.
a few months.
So I'm baby.
Yeah, Fox will be 23 in a month today.
I'm only a few months older.
Wait, yeah, no, you are right. Today. Sorry, I thought we were on the 26th still.
Oh, so you're December 7th?
Yeah.
I'm December 10th.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna have to do a little celebrating here. Okay.
We're just gonna end
So there's 3
next stream with
Sagittarius
just
in one
nothing but
spot.
birthdays.
That's why we get along. This is why this is a great stream right now. We're all fire signs.
Looks like it's just next stream is just gonna be full of balloons. You should be like, hey, this is a birthday stream.
Yeah, now you know next month's gonna be a birthday stream.
I'm gonna be the only one there like, it's not my birthday.
It's everybody's birthday. Listen to me, Alice in Wonderland.
It's my Mary Young birthday.
I was just about to say that. Fuck you.
Oh god, now I can hear the song in my head. Thank you.
Yo,
a very Mary Young birthday.
To me. A very Mary Young birthday to you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Um, so it's funny we're talking about unbirthdays right now. So we went to the Polynesian, because now we live near the parks and shit. So we went to the Polynesian to look it up as a potential wedding venue, and of course, all that. And in their gift shop, they had unbirthday tea.
I
I
love
Unbirthday tape.
Yes. I will take a picture and I'll send it to you guys later. It is actually delicious. You taste the buttercream, you taste the cocoa in there, and it's a regular black tea. So,
I-
I am actually drinking it
Ooh.
right now. It is delicious. I have to go back and try the other flavors,
Ooh.
but just for the fact that we brought up on birthday, I was like, I need to share my tea.
You're sharing your tea with the two Brits in the chat.
yeah.
Yes!
You
Tea!
okay, you do tea better than us. This is true.
Ooh! Bold statements.
What? I'm just saying.
You've not had PG tips.
I haven't had anything. The closest that I'm probably gonna get is to
Tips
go to
are
the
like
fucking.
dishwater.
Oh, whoa. Yorkshire tea is the superior tea.
Barrow
Fun fact.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. PG tips is like dishwater. Yorkshire tea is
Oh,
like prime tea.
It is a crime.
That ain't Yorkshire gold. Oh,
No, do you want to know how you know that PG Tips is a shit tea? Any fast food franchise in the UK, if they sell tea on the menu, it'll be a PG Tips.
and
Okay.
you have to put like 4 sugars in just to get any taste.
Yep.
And yet here, I think if it's at a restaurant, they'll do Twinings.
Oh yeah, Twinings is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, 20s is good.
Unless you're Tim Hortons, and then they have their own brand of tea.
Listen,
See-
I'm not traveling that far to get a Timmy's.
I think the closest I'm
Listen,
gonna get.
I could drive 15 minutes and go get Timmy's.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's the advantage of living in Canada.
I
You
see
have
Tim
Timmy's
Horton.
whenever.
I see Tim Horton. I see the brand thrown around a lot, especially in grocery stores. At least back in New York, I found it. I actually haven't looked hard enough to see about the coffee or anything like that. But Twinings is delicious. I think I have 2 boxes of a Bigelow variety in my cabinet right now, is outside of the Alice in Wonderland. But I think what else I got? But I think the closest I'm gonna get to anything UK related is actually going to fucking Epcot.
Until you get your ass over here, then I'm gonna give you all the indulgence of everything Brit.
Listen, I am working on him doing the honeymoon in the UK, okay? Leave me the fuck alone. I'm working
Yeah.
on it.
And
I'm
No
then
working
you've
drinking
on
got
it.
involved
Canada with
whatsoever. It's just
having
a whole
British
day of
shops everywhere.
sampling tea.
I'm
I-
working on it.
I love how you're like on it, and it's just gonna be you putting a gun to his head, being like, "Listen, we're going to the fucking UK for our honeymoon. Listen here."
Listen, Sky, let me put something in perspective. Sky, okay, she has heard me talk to
Oh, I'm
talk
scared.
to because I'll say to him, listen, motherfucker, I ain't taking your fucking shit. You gotta listen to what I have to fucking say. Do we understand?
That's the only time you'll ever hear a dinosaur go, okay.
No,
Should I
no,
be concerned?
we do love each other. We talk to one another very respectfully. It's sad, those little moments.
Except when I seem to be on the phone where it's like, listen here, motherfucker!
Well, you just seem to catch us on good times,
I'm just like, okay, this is just the normal conversations with a dinosaur. Okay. This is how you respect a raptor.
What?
This is how you respect a raptor. You just turn around and go, okay, listen here, motherfucker.
So let's talk about cosplay. I mean, listen, I can talk about how I can talk about the whole New York attitude for hours, do not get me wrong, but I've lived it, I'd rather not. So
Mm.
let's let's talk for a second. We have, you guys are, I've seen your work, and you guys are just nothing short of incredible. Like, I was blown away when Sky was sharing all of your links. I said, "Holy fuck." I'm like, that is masterful craft right there. Holy shit.
Mhm.
It's all.
Excuse me while I crawl under my blanket. It's an illusion.
Yeah, I'm just. It's all a mirage.
It's all a mirage. Literally, the second I started doing Hazbin stuff on TikTok, I found your stuff. I'm like, okay, these are amazing.
I'm just there like, I think this looks good. My teeth are slowly falling out. We're Gucci. Because with
All stuff is good if your teeth are falling out. Yes.
my Vox cosplay.
You know, I'm tired. My ear wants to come off.
Yeah, no, my fake teeth I have for Vox. If I don't have my fixodent on them, they will just pop right out. Especially the bottom ones. The bottom ones are the worst. They will just pop right off my mouth. There's been a few in videos where I've just not put the bottom ones in because of how awkward they are.
Mhm.
That's why I never bothered making bottom ones for Lucifer. I'm surprised I don't need fixing it for. And I think it's just because I have one tooth, it sticks forward a little bit. I pop those on and they lock on. They'll be there for like hours until I pry them off.
The top ones lock on. It's the bottom ones that just like, nah. It says goodbye every time.
I love just immediately as you say that, I check chat and all I see is yeet go the teeth.
Eat.
Teeth go yeet.
Yeah, basically.
Basically. Yeah, honestly, making the teeth was really fun and easy for me. Which it is very cheap to do.
You used similar stuff I did, didn't you?
Yeah, I used polymorph and got a load of fake vampire teeth because there was like Amazon was doing a deal where it like did like 20 sets of like different shaped vampire teeth, like vampire fangs, and I just bought that set and bought the polymorph, fused it together, and then just used a acrylic paint and varnish that was like mouth safe. I found like a particular varnish that's usually used on toys. That was the most expensive thing to find, like the varnish. Put that on, and that's it. They kind of stuck.
Yeah, that's simpler than what I did. I used Warbler Deco art, so it's little thermoplastic beads.
Yeah.
Molded it to my mouth, and then I built each tooth.
Yeah, you can do that method. I was just too lazy because I was just like, nah, I can get these pre-made fake vampire teeth, do them, scratch them up a little bit, and get paint on.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had done that because my Lucifer teeth make my top lip jut forward, so I can't fully close my mouth without forcing it.
Mm.
That's why you see so many of my Lucifer photos and videos. My mouth is like open slightly. It's the resting position.
That's what I mean though. Like when it comes with cosplay, you have to start somewhere, and like starting points can be really hard. That's what I found, because that's one of the reasons. So I used to do it a long time for a while. So I used to have annual meets that I'd go to, and I became an admin meets at one point. Then after a while, they stopped because obviously we did not have the funding, and everyone kept firing for a venue, which we couldn't provide. So that went bust and went under. And then I stopped for a while, and then got back into it because of my current partner. Because he was just like, this game. And I did, and turns out I loved the character.
And yet, ironically, your partner does not cosplay.
He does, actually. I'm getting him into it.
Didn't he just start that?
He started cosplaying 3 years back,
Okay.
but he's still fairly good, and obviously I get all of his stuff.
Mm.
Because I know where to buy it from, and I'm scared of him buying something and it not turning out right, because I have sources that I go to.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fun. Because obviously, because he's new, when we went to a con together, I had to do not only my own makeup, but obviously all of his makeup as well. So it just meant waking up.
Mm.
You know what though? That's great that you have a partner that supports you and your passion and cosplaying, and I mean that's got to be fun every now and again for them you know for them to do it with you.
Yeah, like it's something that I know that they've enjoyed, like especially from the last con we went to where we actually did a couple cosplay for once. It was really nice for us to sort of like enjoy and have each other's company, as well as knowing the fandom and knowing like the show, because we watched the entire show together, which was something really nice to do. It was just nice like watching him get excited for his sort of first cosplay, like at a actual convention, like a full proper cosplay. It was so cute seeing him how excited he was, because
Aw.
obviously I've already had that experience before. So it was nice to sort of see someone else have that same excitement.
I had that with one of my exes. I took them to their very first con, helped them with a couple of their earlier cosplays. And oh my god, the sheer level of excitement, but it was also because she was such a hyper person. I had to be like, okay, you need to calm down a little bit. You're actually starting to scare me a bit.
Oh,
How do you have so much energy?
Yeah, I was literally like, how do you have this much energy after
know.
not sleeping?
I don't.
I can't talk. I'm like that 24/7.
Yeah, I go through waves of hyperactivity, and I could become super hyper focused on something. So it's like, especially when my cosplays, I can get into a hyper focused state, and I just want to be in that costume. I want to do this content, want to do that with it, that I forget about other things. That's what I mean.
Yeah, with her, it wasn't even the cosplay; it was the environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a very different environment.
Although I'm
I
not
think
gonna
because
lie.
I've been cosplaying so long, I've lost that hyperactivity for it. I mean, I'm having my first con in like almost 2 years soon, so it's like maybe that hyperness will come back a little bit because I haven't been to a con in let's see, January 2020 was the last one.
Damn.
I think maybe it's because also maybe not to throw age into it, but maybe because I'm slightly
I know I'm old.
I'm more that, and also I have like ADD, so I can get really hyper really quickly. Because I went, obviously going on about cons, I went to my very first con in 2 years a couple months back, and my hyperactivity acted up. I tried to suppress it throughout the entire con, but I think my friend could tell that I was getting really hyperactive. I tried to like let all the chaoticness out whilst we were in the dorm, like in the apartment, before heading there, but that didn't work.
Here.
This cons.
It's funny. It's funny we're talking about this now. I don't know why this came to memory. You guys are gonna laugh. You ready for this?
Go for it.
So I remember I had always wanted to cosplay, right? But I was always worried that I would never. And I know and I know like this is a big thing with people, right? Like body sensitivity and being like sensitive to the fact like, okay, well, I don't have this particular body, so I may not look exactly how I should, right? So I had always been wary about it. That's just for me. So I decided to dress up. I decided to be brave, and I decided to dress up as Haruhi from Oron High School Host Club. When it,
Aww.
when it was very obscure, though, nobody really knew. Like, I think this was way before the dub. I remember that for a fact. It was way before the dub. So not everybody was, familiar with it. And that was okay. So I'm walking around dressed up as her. And somebody says to me, "So who are you supposed to be, Cooking Mama?"
Oh my god.
And I go, "Yeah, I'm Cooking Mama."
Wait, how do you confuse
Oh,
Halloween?
that is so insensitive. Holy shit. I would have punched him.
So I mean, it's fine now. It's fine now. But I was just like, okay. I was like, all right.
I can give you a laugh with
Huh?
cosplay I got confused for doing. This is going back, fuck, how long is this? 2009? My second time ever going to a con. I did my own version of Halloween Town Roxas from Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
The outfit was orange and black. Roxas is blonde with spiky hair. I had somebody come up to me and say, "Are you Naruto?"
No.
I looked at them and I'm like, "Does this look like Naruto to you?" As I'm holding two fucking game plans. They're like, "Well, you're orange and black with spiky blonde hair." I'm like, this is nowhere near the same outfit.
I have something very similar. Oh, okay, so again, this is also going way back for me, and I worked really hard on this cosplay, actually. I remember I, worked so hard on it, because all my friends were like, "We're gonna do a Black Butler group," and I was ecstatic. Black Butler had just come out. I was ecstatic. I was like, "Oh my god, yeah!" And
Such a good series.
And I was like, oh, I want to cosplay William. Like, we were gonna have all the Reapers and the main cast, this and the other. So I got everything already. Contacts in my eyes. I was maybe 15 at the time, so I had got everything ready, really hyped up. My friend was doing Grell. We walked around the con together constantly. I got stopped. I was like, oh my god, someone's gonna ask me I thought, oh, someone's actually stopped us. Asking my friend who was cosplaying his Grell photos. That was all fine. They looked at me, and they were like, "Sebastian doesn't wear glasses." And I was like, I'm not Sebastian.
What?
And then 2 minutes later, not even 2 minutes after finishing that conversation, and I was walking with them, and I was like, oh, I can't believe they didn't recognize who I was. I thought it was pretty obvious. Someone stopped me and asked if I was from Full Metal Alchemist,
Edward?
and asked if I was Ace Hughes.
No.
And I was like, I don't even have a bit. I was like, I'm not even wearing blue. I'm wearing a suit.
The two characters look nothing alike. The only similarity is short black hair.
Yeah, I was so baffled.
And glasses.
And so confused. And then we got to our group, and we're all sat thinking, and everyone's like, "So how are you enjoying the con?" And I was like, no one knows who I am. I'm just there I'm kind of concerned now, because I've had two people tell me I'm two different characters, and which I am not. At least one got the anime right, but
right.
The anime being right is a start.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, what is it? I have a video that's on my TikTok of me as Lucifer. For most of the video, you can just see my fucking driveway. And I walk onto the screen as Lucifer, and I've had a few comments saying, "Are you Doug Dimmadome?" The only connection I can see is the fucking hat, and even then, Doug Dimmadome's hat is a lot taller and doesn't have an apple and a snake on it.
I mean,
yeah,
I do have a cosplay from Fairly Odd Parents, but it's not Doug Dimmadome. I have Wanda instead.
Like, in fact, something similar even happened to my partner when we went to our like con that we were going to. So obviously we're waiting outside. It is cold because UK weather decided it was going to rain the entire 2 days of that con.
You know, because we don't get any of
Because
the
UK.
weather.
So it was really cold, and we're standing under the shelter, and obviously my partner's got his wig on. So who we were doing was I was doing Aizawa, and he was doing Small Might. So obviously he had the blonde wig on. We were all like standing under the shelter trying to keep warm, and he was wearing his jacket, but obviously he had his bag on his back, and his bag is like been the same bag that he's had for years. It's just a Hyrulean shield bag. And someone behind us was looking at him from behind and went, "Is that Dragon Ball Z crossing over with Legend of Zelda?"
I'm fucking done.
What?
And I was like, I overheard them, and I kind of like, I'm stood there, full Aizawa, just looking at this person and like not blinking, just staring. The thing is, the dude was wearing a fucking UA jacket. Like, so he knew the anime. He knew like what My Hero was because he had a fucking jacket on from My Hero, and I was just still stood there staring intensely. And my partner kind of like looked behind him, and the dude kind of got a brief glimpse more of the wig, and he was like, "Oh wait, I think it might be an All Might." And I'm like, "You think?"
Oh my god.
You think?
I done fucked up.
I've never heard of I've heard of crossover cosplays, but never DBZ with Zelda. That's
Yeah,
new.
like
That's new.
and like when we finally got into the con, he removed his jacket. The dude like recognized him more and was like, "Oh," and he kind of like came over and slightly apologized, but I was just sort of still stood there like baffled by his conclusion. But that was a fun con because majority of people also found it cute that we were doing such a. It's a kind of popular ship, but also an obscure ship. It's really weird. It's one of those where it's either people love it or people hate it. Because I had one person basically turn around and was like, "But where's Present Mike?" Because that's a massive ship between obviously the show. And I was like, "Oh, well, I also cosplay that character." I was like, "But my partner's cosplaying this one because we also like this." And they're like, "Well, he should have been Mike." And I'm like, "No."
They don't have the right to tell your partner who they can cosplay.
Yeah,
or who they
this one
should cosplay.
person was like, "Your partner should have cosplayed this person." I was like, "No, no, he shouldn't."
No. He can cosplay whoever the hell he wants.
Exactly.
I've had something similar, but that was when I had the animatic that I did, and Wordy knows about this because obviously I put Harper in the animatic for like a OC portion of it, and I had someone comment immediately. He's like, "You should have put like Mimsy in there instead of that OC." I'm like, the point is, this is the OC's appreciation for my friends.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fitting that Alistair's tormenting this one in particular because that's how we have him be with her.
Yeah.
I get the point of like putting Mimsy in, but that's the moment between Alistair and Harper. I'm keeping it as that.
So yeah, I'll link everybody later, but
Heaven forbid to do what they want.
but Sky does amazing animatics. It deserves.
I really don't do amazing animatics.
All right, you need to like shut the fuck up and take the credit.
No.
Oh, all right.
I shall be back in a quick moment.
I will not take credit for these amazing animatics with which you speak.
Okay, all right. You know what? We're doing this then. Fine. I see how it is.
Fight me.
Yeah, I am gonna fight you. Currently, it stands. I just looked it up. The Insane Hazbin Hotel fan animatic stands currently at 55,000 views.
Holy shit.
So, fight me.
Fight me!
Go ahead! Go ahead!
Fight me! Ugh.
Please.
See, the more I hear that, the more it's putting me off wanting to do the next one I had planned. I don't know. It just does.
I mean, do what you want. You've got the talent, and I mean that's the whole point of this podcast stream is to, you know, promote the talent that's within this community.
Oh yeah, should I mention the fact though, because you've already mentioned it, the fact that I may have already put a character design application in with Viv?
I didn't bring that up.
No, but you brought it up with me privately.
Okay, so you brought it to light here, so talk about it if you would like.
Well, I think everyone knows if they've seen Viv's tweet about not yet, but they might be looking for shit, so I put my ones that I designed it, and that includes Harper, because if people don't know, if people are new, I designed Harper. You know, the lovely lady over in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, no,
I designed her.
I was confused.
So, okay, so what Sky...
Foxfire confuzzled.
So what Sky is referring to is on Twitter, Viv had put out saying that she is not currently accepting applications, but they may be opening slots soon for animators.
Oh, I saw that tweet.
Yes. So Sky, so when I had created Harper, you know, a few other people had you know had done fan art, you know, for her in the past for me when I had very first created her, and you know, Sky just kind of took it to the next level and kind of gave more of the vision that I had in mind. So I was like, yeah, no, that's more along the lines of what I want. So because I write, I don't draw. So I do the word thing. So
yeah, well, it was you writing fanfics of how we met. Well, I know we told that story a couple of times, but that's how we met.
Okay, so Sky
that sounds like
and
a comic that I read.
Huh?
There's a comic that I have. It's an online comic, but it's also available in book form.
Oh, okay.
These two people meet, and one of them starts writing stories based on how they met.
Oh. Well, Sky
but there's a lot more to that comic than that.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. There's a webtoon called Edith, and Edith is kind of along the same lines. Not that she writes about how she and her boyfriend met, but she's a writer who happens to meet a model. It's a good comic. It's on a hiatus right now, I think, until season 3 premieres. Very good comic though. Highly recommend that. No, but what Sky's referring to is she and I met in a Facebook group for Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss, and that's where I started putting the story. And I said, you know what, let me give this a shot. I'll put myself out there and see what people think. So put it out there, and Sky was one of the first people to comment on it, and that's kind of how she and I became friends. And so that's the story of that.
It was Harper's story technically that was the first animatic too, but I can't fully upload it to YouTube because it's copyrighted music.
Oh, did they take it down?
No, it's a case of when I started doing the upload, and even on private, it does say in there that I would get immediately. It would be muted because it is copyrighted sound.
Oh, with the songs.
That's why I've got it on the private thing, but I can still send it out to people with links, and they can still watch it that way.
Okay.
I just can't publicly put it up because I will be immediately put down as like, that is copyrighted! How dare you!
Surprised YouTube hasn't done that with my video for my masquerade performance for Lucifer, because I used Voltaire's When You're Evil.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know.
I like Voltaire.
I posted it on TikTok, and within half an hour, TikTok had muted the sound. So I had to re-upload it and put a TikTok sound over top so that it wouldn't get deleted.
That sounds...
It's the best way to do it, honestly, if you want like a certain sound and you don't want it to get taken down, you just throw another sound on top of it, then mute it.
Yeah. That's what I had to do for my Otakuthon performance. for putting it on TikTok. Surprised YouTube hasn't done it.
I don't know. I feel like YouTube and TikTok and all them. I feel like it's. Do you ever get the feeling it's like a hit or miss? Sometimes you get the luck of the draw, sometimes you don't.
Oh.
I got PTSD with that word. Then I was like, oh no.
Right. So, yeah. Nah, the algorithm on TikTok, it baffles me. This is how the algorithm is weird, and something that I found out personally. So I made a video. I was really excited about it. I had literally spent hours trying to get the music right, the timing, the lip syncing, transitions, all that went into the video. It got literally scrapped, like almost the little bare minimum views. I posted one video of me showing off my like new Vox badge, and that has like over K amount of views, and I was like, are you shitting me? The video I put effort into didn't even get 100 views. The one of me just showing off a pin, of like literally me zooming into a pin, over 1,000 views. What? The algorithm sucks.
Oh,
It pisses.
it is courage.
It's so finicky.
But like something that annoyed me was you literally get creators who are not cosplayers on TikTok doing a cosplay like trend, and they'll have like millions of views, but then if someone was to actually cosplay the character, it would get literally, it barely get any views. It's so mind-boggling to me. So I saw it the other day.
The most mind-boggling thing for me is the freaking having several thousand followers and you get maybe a couple hundred views on a video.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay, I've seen that with Charlie and Alistair cosplayers when they're doing Heaven to Hell. They get like maybe 100, but then if like there's someone else who's doing like something completely different, they're just using the audio, you're in like the 20Ks.
Yeah, so the one that I saw was someone used the Miraculous Ladybug like intro theme.
Miraculous.
Yeah, they were doing a Cat Noir makeup, and you know they looked phenomenal. Their cosplay was gorgeous, and it like only had a couple of views. Then I clicked on the sound, and there was literally like this pretty boy. I'm literally like this pretty boy who literally just sort of does this like mask over the eyes and throws a pair of cat ears on, and that had like millions of views. And I'm like, taking the mic. This cosplayer spent like ages getting into their cosplay because catsuits are really constricting. Like, he got nothing. It was so aggravating to like see that.
And yet TikTok says they support all forms of creativity. Well, yeah, that kind of proves otherwise to me.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, it's funny you say
Meanwhile,
that.
I go to look at my account on my computer, and I'm like, I wonder how that video I posted this morning's doing. 931 views. Excuse you, you're proving me wrong at TikTok now.
Oh.
It's doing that to spite me.
And I look at the one I posted this morning, and it, like here's a fun fact. So, I have quite a few followers on my TikTok, and I genuinely wonder, like, I will see the same people like my stuff, and then like some people that follow me, I've never seen them like even interact on any of my videos. I'm just there like, where did you go? Like, so the video I posted this morning, I think it had less than 100 likes the last time I saw it, and it had only just hit around 200 views. And
your Girahim video?
Yeah, my Girahim video.
I'm looking at your account right now. It's at 254 views, 61 likes, 5 comments.
Yeah, and I'm just sat there. Where's all my other followers? Where are they? Where are you?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that on a lot of my stuff. I know one of the comments on your Girahim video is me, just like, sir.
Sir.
Listen.
Listen, have you seen his gear him? Like,
Listen,
excuse me while I simp.
I needed to do it. I had a mighty neat friend.
I know I did share a TikTok earlier. Wordy knows exactly which one.
Huh?
What?
What?
I might have shared a TikTok of Miguel of no, what is it? Tulio.
No, it was Miguel.
Miguel, it's been a while since I've watched El Dorado.
So
I know
MD,
before the stream I got a message saying, you cosplayed Miguel? Yes.
I do want to explain that. I want to explain my excitement, if I may.
Go for it.
Okay.
I have my reasonings, I promise you. So, there are two reasons for this. Number one, I feel like The Road to El Dorado is such an obscure it's such an obscure film, right? It's like one of those underrated movies. So whenever I see somebody cosplay or do anything related to that, just gets me so excited. Miguel in particular is a favorite of mine. So and you did him so right. I was like, yes, somebody who served justice to Miguel.
I've been cosplaying Miguel for 10 years. I even have the map.
Do you really?
I went so far, I bought muslin, IT, and coffee stained it.
Uh-huh.
I drew the whole map out by hand. And when I was walking around the con with my friend who was Tulio, I kept the map stored in the shirt the way Miguel did. So I would randomly pull the map out for photos, and people would be like, wait, you actually have the map? Yeah, and Tulio has the dice, and we both have little bags of gold.
Okay. You and I have to talk later because that is just nothing short of fucking amazing. But my second reason for getting excited about that is, the myth of El Dorado in itself is one of my favorites. And I went as far as to write a book, surrounding the myth and loosely based off the film. So that's why I get excited. I thought somebody said something. Okay.
What?
So that was the reason why I got excited about it. That's all I had to say.
I feel like that's a thing with cosplays as well. Like, the more obscure your cosplay is, you can either get a really good representation for doing it, or you will get little to no regard. It's a double-ended sword in a way.
Yeah.
So obscure with cosplay.
Yeah.
Because obviously at the end of the day,
It's usually my style.
With cosplay, for me, I do it out of fun and who I can relate to. But also with me, I have obviously I have my system. Not gonna go fully into it on this live stream, but I have an Instagram dedicated to that shit. But obviously my system,
Yep.
I have alts, and alts will obviously have their own sort of thing. And if you have a fictive, it is good to make them a cosplay. Or even if you have one that's not fictive, it's good to sort of make a cosplay so that they can feel comfortable in trying to make them look like themselves. So that was something that I needed to focus on when it came with cosplays as well. I believe 2 of my alts that are non-active have costumes already that they will fully get into and even go outside in that because it's what they're used to. But that's another thing, a lot of people don't understand that even with cosplay aspects, it can also benefit your mental health as well. It's an escape from reality in a way, and is good to have. Like how some people will play D&D and
how some people will do fursuiting.
Yeah, other people will do fursuiting. I mean, I have a fursuit myself. most.
I have 4.
I only have 1 so far, but he was an expensive cunt.
I have 4, but I have mixed cosplay elements into them.
Yeah.
So it is quite amusing to be going around Comic-Cons and having people immediately go, "Wait, you're dressed as Beetlejuice, but you're a furry. Why?"
See, I usually don't get that. For me, I
Because
usually get
reasons.
asked if I'm an SCP because of his design.
Mhm.
I've asked people. I have people ask me, "Am I from like a horror movie?" And I'm just like, "No, he's just a spoopy suit. He is a representation of me, and the representation of me is a Leshen." And a lot of people mistake him for a Wendigo, and I'm like, "Nah, he Leshen." But
Monochrome is fun to draw.
I'm not getting into the debate of whole Wendigos and if they can be culturally used and stuff like that. Not getting.
That's a slippery slope for another day.
Oh, it really is. But
They are spooky being, and you'll respect them as such.
yeah, like with me, my boys are Leshen, which Leshens, even in the sort of mythology, they're just spirits that protect forests. Mine is a wisp who inhabits a skull of an elk, and that is like he created his own body and stuff. He's a spoopy boy.
Spoopy boy.
An expensive spoopy boy, but a spoopy boy.
That's why he's so spoopy, because you consistently remind yourself of, oh god!
Yeah, that's why he's scary. It's, oh god, I did this much for you.
You were this much. Shit!
I am hopefully getting another fursuit in future by the same maker. Because I always go to her for any of my fursuits now because she was lovely to work with. And obviously I said to her, I was like, listen, I want this head to be fully made out of foam. Can you do? Which is really hard to do when you got like a skull suit, because everyone will be like, oh no, resin. Me, no, I want it to be plush.
Yeah, I don't want to die.
Can you make this a plush skull? And they
I just want to die and have the risk of it shattering on transit.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I was like, I don't want this thing to crack on me. Please, can you make him plush so I can squash him?
And you only take him to local events too, right?
I do only take him to local events. I would not take him London because I'm too scared of him getting damaged. So he only goes to my local events, or if there is a Birmingham fursuit meet, because that is where my creator goes.
Do it, because you'll see me.
I love that. Because obviously Carniv Creations goes to that one, and
I know them.
yeah, she made my suit. Rue made my suit. Rue made everything to do with my suit. So, like,
it's such a small fucking world.
I know. I am actually in Rue's Discord server as well, but I just don't post often.
You don't post often in most Discord servers.
Yeah, I barely talk in any Discord server. I am terrible when it comes to communication.
Oh, I'm definitely going to get you to go to Confuzzled then.
Yep.
Drag you to the furry convention for Confuzzled.
Yeah, I want to. Me and my friend want to go, but they want to get their fursuit done first. And I was like, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, they haven't announced when they're opening for that shit anyway, so...
Yeah, it's true.
You got time.
Well, and, Manchester MCM ain't gonna be happening anytime soon because...
Oh, no, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And I'm like...
Fucking gone.
My local one now is
gone?
Jockey.
Yeah, MCM Manchester's disappeared completely. They got rid.
They got rid of it. It's only Birmingham and London that they have now.
That's the thing. They've got 2 for London, but only 1 for Birmingham now.
Yeah, but it's because the Birmingham one falls on where the Manchester one's supposed to be.
But you make the Birmingham lot wait longer.
But I'm going to be going to the London one.
I've got the Birmingham Comic Con next week.
I was gonna go Birmingham, but then I babysit the Saturday. That's going on the Sunday.
I'm going because I can now officially say this shit because I've got it in the works now. It's thanks to the lovely people like you both that I am now treading my little toe beans into the world of cosplay.
Yay!
And I'm going full in, and I've decided fuck it. I'm not being a human-faced Alistair. I'm gonna try and foam sculpt his head to the animation style.
I love that idea. That would be amazing. When I went London, there was someone that did that, but with husk. They had a full husk fursuit designed, but like the face was that animated around, and like even his around it.
Well, I'm doing like something. I want to try and do something special, like you can 3D print Alistair's like mic and staff and all that shit.
You're just gonna 3D print his.
No, I want to have it so I can try and get the mic part itself hollowed out and then put a hidden speaker in there so I can play sounds and shit from it so I can make the performance a bit more realistic.
I love that idea though.
Just have radio static and quotes just popping out every so often.
I mean, you know what it's going to remind me of? It's going to remind me of Beauty of the Bass. Because Bass...
I love Bass, she's such a sweetheart.
She is such a sweetheart. I actually wanted to get one of suits commissioned by her, but she had a 3-year-long waiting list, and I was like, nah. I was like, nope. As much as I love... Oh, no. Waiting... Like, I can understand why people have waiting lists, because, like, honestly, for creations like Bass, they really needed a waiting list. But yeah, no, it's weird. Like, because I'm in 3 different ways. The cosplay, the fursuit, and also, like, the gaming community. So I fall into all 3. I am a triple threat. Hello.
Like, geeking out.
And it's just, like... It's weird, because I've put, like, implements all 3 different communities into one. Because that's kind of, like, why I cosplay obscure game characters most of the time. Or try. Like Girahim, he is very obscure. And it saddens me that he's got such a high fan base, yet he appears in only one game, and Nintendo refused to bring him back. The only newest thing they brought him back in was for the Smash Bros, and he was one of the trophies, basically meaning he was just one of the things you can summon. And I was so pissed off. I was like, why not make him a playable character?
Mm-hmm.
He would be so fun to play as.
He is. Because, like, you already have a battle style for him anyway from the Hyrule Warriors franchise. And it just annoyed me they didn't bring him back for anything else other than the HD remake of Skyward Sword, which I still need to play.
I need to play more of it because I'm still at the very beginning of Skyward Sword HD. I literally only bought that because then I can hear him in proper HD and not the crap that I had when I was playing it on my Wii on my tube screen TV.
Well, like, that's the thing. Like, when I cosplay Girahim, I've had someone even ask me, oh, but his skin's more grayer, how come you don't do that? My skin's sensitive. Using face paints.
And your skin's pale.
All of my, every single cosplay I've done, like my Vox that a lot of people have seen, that's all eyeshadow, because that is all I can use. If I use anything else other than eyeshadow, my skin's gonna react. So...
to be honest, the fact that you do all that, especially with Vox,
as I do all that.
Eyeshadow is impressive to me, because I'm like, nah, I can't be asked with that. I'm gonna buy body paint.
No, for me, it is all just eyeshadow, the contour, everything. The only other thing that isn't like eyeshadow is my actual foundation, and that is it. Everything else is eyeshadow.
I keep getting people asking me how I changed my face shape for Lucifer, and I'm like, I don't do anything. That's literally just flat paint on my face. I don't do any contour.
See, I contour, but it just doesn't. It sometimes just doesn't even show up on camera. So I'm like, sometimes I don't even bother contouring. I've had people ask me, how do you keep your line nice? And I'm like, my jaw's just built like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have a nice jawline. I have a mostly non-existent jawline.
But I know, like when I go live on my TikToks, I know a question I get asked a lot is sort of like from people that are starting, which are like, oh, where do you start with cosplay? And I always have the same answer, which is usually I just say like closet cosplay first. Like, you know, work with what you've got and then build your way up slowly. Or like if you are gonna buy like your first cosplay, I'd recommend like a proper cosplay website. I wouldn't just shot in the dark and be like, just don't do what I did, kids. I
want to know?
I thought the best place to get my cosplays was eBay. It is a hit and miss. It is a hit and miss. That
I lucked out with the 2 cosplays I got from eBay because they were both really good quality and they actually fit me perfect.
Oh yeah, same. I looked out so many times with eBay. The only like for now, I mainly get my cosplays off of. So I've gotten a cosplay off of Cosplay Food before, which is where I got my Girahim cosplay, and then I've also bought things off of AliExpress. And AliExpress has actually been pretty decent. Shockingly,
AliExpress can be hit or miss as well. I have my one Love Live cosplays off AliExpress. I chose the size that they said would fit me, and it ended up being like 4 inches too big on everything, and certain parts were made for the wrong body parts. Like they had wrist cuffs that fit on my calves.
The fuck?
Yeah.
They were supposed to be pieces to sit on your wrist, and they were big enough to go around my legs.
Damn.
So like now the only item I get off of eBay is cosplay shoes. So if you want a particular shoe for cosplay, like a character has a particular shoe, I only use eBay for that now. I found that is one of the more genuine places that actually gives a good result. So all my cosplay shoes have actually come off eBay. My wigs come from various places, though Light in a Box is really good. And they're very like cheap as well, but they're good quality for being cheap wigs. And then
most of my wigs come from Arda.
And then like most of my cosplays now come from either AliExpress or my newest cosplay buy, which I'm nervous about, is Amazon. I was nervous, and I don't know how it's going to turn out because it's not arrived yet.
Wait, you can buy cosplay on Amazon?
But yeah, you can buy cosplays on Amazon apparently. So
yeah, I've seen that.
My eyes out.
I don't know if I would trust buying from Amazon for cosplay at least.
I mean, I got my wig from Amazon, and that was pretty. Like my Aizawa wig was pretty good from Amazon. To be fair, it's really like full, and I don't really have to do much with it. They're saying that it's Aizawa. You don't really have to do much with the wig. You just got to make yourself look like a hobo. That's the description for that character.
A sleepy hobo.
Oh yeah, decent hobo. Like,
who's always tired.
Because that's what I mean. Like for Aizawa, put a lot more to the test with makeup skills. Because he has obviously he has a mustache and beard, and I was like, shit, I've never had to do this. So it's like, so I just got my eyeshadow and just found my thinnest brush. I just started sweeping it across like my face, and it worked out. It worked out. I've improved a lot more. I've learned like different techniques on how to do it. But it is still the most terrifying thing is when you're doing your makeup and you're like, cause I've seen people do it with eyeliner, and I was just there like, how could you do that? If you mess up, that's going to be such a
Then you
big
can get
wipe off.
Mm-hmm.
With eyeshadow, I can literally just like smudge it and it'll come off because it's eyeshadow.
I mean, that's what I do for my beard and mustache for Miguel. That's all eyeshadow.
Yeah, like I prefer to use eyeshadows than like attempt to use like an eyeliner, because it can go so wrong with an eyeliner.
Yep.
It can. I've mind you, this was with a eyeliner that ended up.
I had to toss it immediately.
Oh god.
I just try to put it, you know, where you're supposed to, on your on your eye. Something must have gone wrong with the pen since I had previously used it. I went to start in the corner of my eye, and the whole thing just bled into my eye. It doesn't take much for eyeliner to go wrong.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I'm thankful in my house we have an eye rinse.
That's what I mean though. Like that's why I stick to eyeshadow. You can't get that liquid in your eye because it ain't liquid.
It's true.
Literally just have.
Ironically, body paint hurts less to get into your eye because I've done that with Lucifer by accident because I just used the black body paint as the eyeliner.
No, I like that. I stick to my eyeshadows.
I can only do so much with eyeshadow with the way my skin is. And it depends on my cosplay too. Dobby and Lucifer are literally just pure body paint.
See, I need
Well,
to
some contour on Dobby.
Like, even now, I'm still figuring things out with cosplay. Like, I'm always learning new things. One of the best things that I've definitely learned is look at other people's versions. Like, actually go out and look at other people's cosplays of the character you want to do, and just take implements of their makeup. That's what. And I have learned to do that. I've looked at so many, because I'm currently going to be doing a new cosplay soon, and I've just gone ham on this and looked at every person that I'm like, right, they do this character and they do it in a style that I love. So I think there's like 10 people that I've looked at in particular, and I'm picking elements of their version and like mashing it all together into my own. It's gonna take.
That's a good idea.
But that's what I found was easier to do, like to actually look up and look at people and watch what they do. Because I've learned how to do better contouring by just watching someone just like apply their makeup, and I'm like, holy hell, that's really good. I've never thought about doing that. So I now do it, and it's made my looks a lot more realistic and a lot more like believable. Because I used to just, for instance, I used to just sort of like contour just the sides of my nose, but I've now learned that, you know, doing the sides of my nose and then bringing it out along like my, just below my eyebrow makes it more believable than just two straight lines down the nose.
Doing it, at least on me, because I've got a rounder face, I'll do contour to highlight a cheekbone. And I do that mostly with my male characters, though.
Yeah, so for me,
I need a lot of contour for that.
Is I'd use like a dark. I usually use brown tones, obviously, because I use eyeshadows for mine. So I'd use like a subtle light brown to do sort of like where my cheekbone is, and do a slight dip down towards where my lip, like the corner of my lip, and then I do a lighter color of like a more skin neutral tone above that line as a highlight, and then blend it all together. That's how I sort of create the like sunken cheekbone almost.
That's what I do a little bit, but on me it would look a little weird, because just because my face is as round and like squared as it is, so doing too sunken just makes me look like a corpse.
Oh yeah, no, I've had to implement that for doing makeup tests for my partner, because obviously I knew he was going to be doing Small Might, so I actually did makeup tests on myself, and for that I looked at other people that cosplayed this character. Actually, just using the character's face like reference sheet helped a lot as well. Just to see like where I need to do like the most sunken parts, because I'm gonna be honest, his face shape is literally a Dorito. So having to put that into a cosplay was really difficult without thinking, shall I just make a mask and force my partner to wear this mask throughout the entire event?
Basically, temporarily that his face is basically Dorito shit.
Yeah, his face is
literally... Thank you.
How do you... So I had to like full on just remove where my jawline was. I just had to remove my jawbone for a second for that. And make it look more angular and not as rounded. Like I had to make my chin look more pointed. It was a very long process, and a lot of my dark eyeshadow was used for that. But in the end, I got to a look that I was like okay with, and that took me around about like 3 hours. Because makeup can be a long process.
Mm-hmm.
It can. Lucifer's takes me like, including the contacts and the freaking ears, I want to say anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to do, and it's just flat wash body paint.
Yeah, like honestly, sometimes it will take a while to get into certain cosplays. Like I redid my Vox makeup for a friend's live stream, and it did not take me as long as when I first did him, but it still took me longer than what I was used to, because I hadn't done him in so long. Because I hadn't done Vox in just over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
Last time you did Vox was January, so just under a year.
So like, because obviously a lot happened sadly, and you know he no longer felt like a comfort character to me, because that can happen. You can change like comforts and stuff like that, but sadly something happened whilst I was wearing Vox that made me just go, nope, can't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel safe anymore in this cosplay. I don't feel connected to this character anymore. And, you know, I've ended up leaving him sat on a coat hanger for almost a year. He's just been sat there collecting dust, which I'm really sad about, because he was one of the cosplays I actually could class myself as making, because I did all the embroidery on the hat. I did all the embroidery on like the jacket to do all of his stripes. You know, I made his claws, made his teeth, and you know, all that now is collecting dust, because sadly I just don't feel comfortable. I am remaking a Hazbin Hotel cosplay. I am going to be making a entirely new cosplay for the character, and adapt my own things into doing this character, because I want it to be unique to me, but also still feel like the character I want to portray. It requires me having to learn how to smooth latex and make it look like a smooth transition, which is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I
think I know the one you're meaning, if it's what I'm thinking of.
I also spend so much money commissioning 2 items one item I'm commissioning, the other item I'm just gonna make myself, because I can make tails, and this boy has a tail, so I need to make it. Yeah. I'm not giving away fully on who I'm doing, because I want it to be sort of like a nice little surprise for like the people that want to saw me as Vox.
Okay, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
But yeah,
I'm keeping that to myself.
Again, it's going to be a long process and implementing like other people that cosplay the character, and just finding out like my favorite style on the character. Because again, I like to go for a more, as much as I would want to be like, oh, I'll stick with the show's style. For something like Hazbin, I can't do that because I'm just like, it's so far into cartoon that I'm like, no, I need it to be slightly realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be doing a semi-realistic look, or try to portray a semi-realistic look to this character. Sadly wouldn't be able to do.
It's realistic as you can get with Hazbin.
Yeah, I wouldn't be fursuit of this character just because one of my friends, as much as I adore them, they cannot handle fursuits. They genuinely can't handle them. They don't like obscuring someone's face. That looks inhuman. So I promised I wouldn't go to fursuit territory because they want to actually collaborate with me. So I was like, no, I'll figure it out. But yeah, it requires me making a lot of stuff, which I don't mind doing because it's all like the stuff I would make back in high school, which is going to be fun for me to like revisit and remaking all the items. But yeah,
That sounds so,
So
exciting,
exciting.
though. It really is. I love making cosplays as well as just flat out buying them. And again, implementing it into a style that I like is something that I love doing. So the idea for this one is I'm going to be making arm sleeves, paws, a tail, going to be making the feet for it maybe as well.
Okay.
But I might not. I might just stick to having normal suit shoes and obviously getting all the rest of the outfit ready, which is just going to be really simple because I own all the stuff already for it, other than the suspenders are the only thing I need to buy for this boy.
Okay.
So
But
it's
you
going
know
to be
what,
white.
my favorite thing, after hearing all of this is I love the passion that you
Mm-hmm.
two. It's very obvious. You know what I mean? It's very apparent the passion that you have towards cosplaying. And I think that is the key to any successful, any form of success that you look towards.
Oh,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah, no, I completely understand because I've seen it where people have gotten popular like with their cosplays, and I mean popular to the point where like they have a very high fan base of just them cosplaying these characters. And I've seen it get to their heads, and once you
Yes.
lose like that sort of side to like, you lose the fun out of it because at the end of the day you start treating it like
A job.
let it get to your head, and you make
Yeah.
it a job, and it's like, no, it's meant to be fun. Like that's one of the things that I've always like said to my friends, no matter how many people I get like following me or anything like that on any of my platforms, at the end of the day I'm gonna treat everyone equally. At the end of the day I'm gonna treat them all like how I treat my friends. At the end of the day, it's not gonna get to my head, whilst it did sadly to one of my friends, and we're no longer friends sadly
Okay.
because of that. It went right to their head, and they were like, oh well, I've got this many people, like they my outfit has to look like the best. And I was like, I get that, but you're losing the fun.
Yes.
You're not having fun in the
There's not
outfit.
much point if it's not fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Like,
go ahead.
or just sort of like, you have to have that passion in there. You have to show that you're committed to doing this, like especially like with cosplay. It is kind of like yes, it is fun, and people do take it to the extreme and will go all out, put all their cards in to bring out this amazing outfit. But at the end of the day, you can't lose sight of you know, it's meant to be fun. You're meant to enjoy it as much as, you know, anything else. It is another factor. It's just you've got to have that passion, or like you're not gonna be fully happy and content with what you've done if you don't have the passion there.
No, you are 100% absolutely right, and I feel like that applies, you know, to everything and anything. I mean, it's so sad and it's so upsetting when we come across people, you know, who lose that sight, who lose that, you know, that realism. You know, you may climb high and you may climb there and sit at the top for a little while, but you can crash and come down just as quickly. And then what? You know, what was there to gain after all that? You know, it's a shame. And I can very much appreciate, you know, I don't know if this is the right word. You know, obviously how realistic, you know, you both are in regards to this, but also how humble you are. And also how, you know, down to earth that you both are regarding this topic. And you know, you're 100%. It's you got to have the drive, you got to have the passion, and you can't lose sight of the end game at the end of the day. Treating people equally is so important. And I feel, and people know. That's the thing too. People know when something is forced and something is strictly for the numbers, as opposed to somebody who's doing it for the love of the activity.
Yeah, because I know before we joked about like TikTok, like we had that event of yeah, well, we did this and it got nothing, but at the end of the day I enjoyed doing that. Like I enjoyed doing all those transitions and torturing myself listening to that audio 30 times.
Cosplay's masochist.
Like, it was something I still can look at it now and be like, yeah, I'm proud of that. Like, I'm proud of that product as much as the algorithm went, nah, this doesn't deserve a penny. Like,
yeah,
I love
when I put anything out there, be it a TikTok video, a photo, whatever, I figure I try to remember, okay, as long as I'm happy with what I'm posting, that's the most important thing. And if others like it, then well, that's just a freaking bonus.
Yeah.
Because like it's so sad because I've seen so many people in like the cosplay community where it's like the whole thing of, you know, I treat everyone equally. It doesn't matter like your background, it doesn't matter this, that, and the other. When I meet someone, it doesn't matter to me any of your background. To me, you're still a person. I've just met you. I will treat you how, you know, I treat everyone. Which most of the time is like, hey, I like play. That's awesome. And we have like a small conversation, and then my sort of introvert self will pop out and be like, right, now I'm gonna go look around the con because that, like, we have that's it. But
I try to remember too, at the end of the day with cosplayers, we're all just nerds playing adult dress up.
But it's like, it's so sad because I've seen so many people like turn around and be like, you can't do this character. It's like, you can. Yeah, you can. You can do that character. You're allowed to. You want. It's your cosplay. Like, I hate it when you have, because sadly that is something that we do have in the cosplay community. We do have an.
There are elitists,
but like, you have that in every fandom. You have that in every like. You have everything. Where like someone will be like, oh well, you can't do this particular character because of X, Y, and Z, and it's like, no, you can. It's like I've
had that with a lot of characters.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it is a very much something that every something that's always going to be there, which is that, oh well, you can't do this because of this reason. And it's like, well, no, just do it. If you want to do it, you know, take that like opportunity. Obviously, there are certain points where, you know, you shouldn't do things. There are some do's and don'ts in the cosplay community, obviously one of the biggest, don't do this is, if, for instance, I was to cosplay as Bo from She-Ra, I'm not going to change my skin tone to match this character.
Yeah, no.
Because that is
That is the
something
biggest
that,
no-no.
and it's something that is very frowned upon within the community, because you shouldn't darken your skin tone. As much as I would say to someone, don't lighten your skin tone to try and get to that, unless the character is literally like, white.
Clown white.
Yeah, like with, Lucifer, he is literally porcelain white, his skin.
Yeah.
It is.
Which is why I paint my face white for him.
Yeah, exactly. And Alistair, is grey, so, go grey. Like, I can understand that, but don't be, for instance, if you are, going to cosplay, do not try to change your skin tone. Keep to your skin tone, unless the character is, an obscure colour like grey, actual porcelain
Purple, pink.
purple, yeah. Like,
colors that don't exist realistically as a skin tone.
Which is 100% okay. You can do that. Obviously, there are a few people that, it's a very hit and miss for characters such as, I know there's one in My Hero Academia, their skin tone is literally like jet black. I mean, like, they are a shadow. I know a lot of controversy becomes between that and people doing that character. It's sadly something that happens in every, like I said, it happens in every fandom. There is so much. Because I know, didn't you, MDA, have something with a shadow Sora at some point?
I did. I have a few cosplays where I painted my skin black because the character was literally a shadow.
Yeah.
So I used to do anti-forms from the Kingdom Hearts series. So I have Anti-Zexion, Vexen, and Riku. That requires me to paint my face like pitch black, but I paint my eyelids yellow. Somebody saw a photo from 3 years prior of me doing one of these, and they told me it was racist. And I'm like, how is it racist? I am cosplaying a shadow. Literally a shadow.
Yeah, because
now if they had looked at my Xemnas cosplay, and I will admit, and I've made a public apology about it before, I did darken my skin tone for the cosplay. I did not know at the time how bad it was to do it.
Yeah.
I realized I learned afterwards what I had done was bad. I'm like, okay, never doing this again with this character. And I'm surprised that I never got backlash for Xemnas because his skin tone is a realistic skin tone, and I am pasty white.
I think it's because,
and he is not.
Back then, it wasn't a major thing as it is now, because obviously now we've had things such as, obviously, the Black Lives Matter. We have blackouts on TikTok where we let of colour, express themselves, and we have blackouts. Like there was yesterday was a blackout.
Was it?
So, yeah, it was a blackout for people of colour yesterday. So, like yesterday, I did not post. I was just looking round. I was on TikTok, but I wasn't posting anything. I didn't go. The only time I went live was towards later in the evening once it hit midnight, and I went live with one of my friends. But like,
I did not realize yesterday was a blackout. Oopsie, my bad.
No, it's okay. Not everyone like gets notified. I'm in a group that will notify as soon as there's a blackout for any like thing like that. So, I will avoid posting on those days out of obviously respect. It just helps people within the community, obviously, to get their stuff out there. And it's really sad because the algorithm, again, even though yesterday was a blackout, so for people of colour to post and like get their content out there, I found it so sad that even some of my mutuals that are people of colour, I did not see any of them yesterday. I saw one. And I'm shocked because the algorithm doesn't do that. It literally will take some of your older videos and throw them up there. Just like within the algorithm. It is so sad.
That is sad.
Instagram's not much better for it, in all honesty.
Oh yeah, no, Instagram's the exact same, but that's what I mean. It's like, for instance, talking of obviously Girahim, he has obviously his obsidian form, in which his most of his body is obsidian. At one point, I wanted to do this, but then I took a step back and was like, actually, I was too worried about the amount of backlash I would get due to the fact that, I am practically the closest to porcelain white as any skin tone can be. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for me to suddenly get into this cosplay of this character that is obsidian, it really, like, took me a hot second, and I was like, maybe I could do a morph suit and, like, maybe mask, so I didn't have to paint my face.
A morph suit I don't think would be a problem.
Yeah, it was just sort of like, I was looking at ways to not paint my face because of because of sadly the controversy get. In the end, I decided to scrap the idea entirely, which is why only in some videos you'll ever see me wear one black glove on an arm, or I'll wear both my black gloves on just the arms, and then do like the diamond detail going up the arm, and not do the full obsidian form, just due to the fact of, like, I didn't want to deal with the controversy. And, that is something that upsets me, the fact that I would have to do, because it is something I really wanted to do that cost, but I couldn't, because obviously a massive backlash, which I probably would have got, because people, obviously, like I said, there are two sides to every coin. You have the good part of your community and fan base, and the bad part.
Mm-hmm.
I knew for a fact that if I was to
there are people that take certain things too far when it comes to defending things.
Yeah, like, I've seen someone do a Jeff the Killer makeup, and screenshots midway through, and accused them of doing blackface because they were doing black paint around the. And it's so sad that, like, they got accused of that when they were actually just a killer.
Mm-hmm. It's so bad.
It is, sadly. But like I said, though, that is, like, the good side of the fandom as well. There are two sides to every coin. Like,
oh yeah.
Obviously, I've met some amazing people through the cosplay community, and some of them, I've met recently, like, in person. I never thought I'd be able to meet them. If, obviously, people that are in the My Hero community would know of Shortcake, because they're a very well-known Derby cosplayer. I never thought I'd meet them in real life, and I did at a con, and it was amazing to meet them, and it was just lovely to sort of, like, feel at home with the community. And because obviously for a long time I wasn't cosplay, and now I'm back in it, and it's so lovely to sort of be welcomed back into a community and sort of have so much, like, positivity from that community. Like, I've barely had anything negative from my cosplays, which is something that I am thankful for, and pray I didn't drink myself. Pray I didn't just
Cosplay on TikTok is how we met.
It
awesome.
was. We met.
That's been a year now.
Yeah. Cosplay brings people together, man. As does every. Like,
even though you're on the other side of the freaking Atlantic.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to my pain with Wordy.
You know what, though? I mean...
Yeah, Fox and I feel that pain. We've had some interesting calls where it's like, okay, I've got to go to bed. I'm like, it's 8 o'clock. Oh, right, it's 1 for you.
Mm-hmm. Time zones are fun.
Oh, yeah, they're a real joy. You know what, though? The one thing I can say is that it's amazing. Listen, you can go back and forth with something as much as you want. You know what I mean? So long as at the end of the day that you decide that's what makes you happy and that's what you want to do. You know? It took me, if I think about it, because I had just finished you know, creating a how-to guide from like, you know, going from a writer to an author, right? Because I just got my life coaching. I passed one third of my life coaching certificate, right? But I passed the main portion of it. Thank you. So, you know, in there, I said, you know what? Let me be a little vulnerable. Let me admit something about myself to be able to help somebody relate to me, right? As the person, you know, writing the book. Because when you pick up a book, you're like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I know who the fuck you are. So, think about this. It took me from start to finish to write, you know, my first novel alone. It took me 15 years going back and forth on things. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can believe that.
I'm sorry?
I said I can believe that. I've been back and forth on my own book. Haven't touched it though.
Listen, my niche is author coaching. Hit me up if you ever want to talk.
We need to do that.
Listen to me. I'm telling you right now. Message me when we're done. We will talk it out. We will forge a game plan, the whole 9 yards. I'm telling you. God, that was insanely Brooklyn. I'm not even from fucking Brooklyn.
That was very.
Yeah.
I'm not even from Brooklyn. I'm from Long Island.
I was waiting for you to go up an octave and be like, Angel, hello?
Well, you make that reference quite frequently to me. Like, Angel? Angel, what?
Hello, Angel, what?
No, but in all seriousness, if you know, if you've been back and forth on something, yeah, please hit me up. I will help you out however I can. You know, we'll talk it out. We'll do some exercises, and we'll have a.
I shall help what I can do because I'm good at giving ideas. Apparently.
Yo, okay. All right. I can't even touch that right now because
It touches.
I've had really bad inspiration as of late regarding like the Haunted Mansion and the Hollywood Hotel for the Tower of Terror. And somehow I'm correlating that to and feel free to use it for your cosplays if it'll help. I've been correlating it to Hazbin and Helluva. Right?
I have too many ideas when it comes to cosplay and Hazbin and Helluva because I still need to finish my own Vox, and Fox knows that my Vox is taking some inspiration from his.
That happens.
I have Valentino to finish.
Uh-huh.
I need to decide on a material for his coat, and that's the hardest part. And now, because I'm a masochist, I got my niece to watch Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss. My niece has seen Chucky. After that, Hazbin and Helluva came. She's 10, and she has seen Chucky.
Oh my
God. That warms my heart.
She
wants me to cosplay Lucifer with her being Charlie, but she wants me to make Lucifer's outfit for her to wear as Charlie. And she wants me to do Stolas so she can be Octavia.
Aww.
And now because I'm a masochist, after watching the newest episode last week, I'm like, I need to cosplay Asmodeus.
Yeah.
I need to see cosplays of Asmodeus. I need it.
I too saw Asmodeus and was like, ha ha, maybe after I do my biggest trial with my Hero cosplay, maybe. Yeah. Because my Hero cosplay, my newest one, it's also sort of like a non-human looking character. And I've seen people do it. I've seen a lot of people use Tool for his outfit. And I decided, no. I didn't want to copy everybody else. So I've decided on a different approach to how to make this man, and I hate it. I hate the fact that I'm myself. I'm going to be brushing out a fuck ton of yarn, and I mean a fuck ton.
Oh dear.
Yarn wefts, and styling the yarn wefts because, fun fact, as a cosplayer, I have a tiny hobby of I like doll customization, and you can use yarn wefts to make tiny wigs for these dolls. So here I am.
Ironically, you don't like dolls.
Ironically, yeah, I don't like pot dolls. There's a difference. I don't mind dolls that look like
True.
Barbie, but like as soon as you go into porcelain territory, then I'm like, nah, no.
Oh no, those are freaky.
That's why if you ever come to Canada, I'm hiding, and you come to my house, I'm hiding my porcelain dolls, and I'm hiding my, oh fuck, what's it? My pull-up Grell doll, because they're a little too realistic.
Yeah, yeah, please do, because, no thank you.
I will not be held accountable for my actions.
Yeah, fun fact though, I am actually going to be doing something new for a cosplay, which is I'm actually going to be making a prop for once for this cosplay. Ones.
Okay.
So if you have played the game Dead by Daylight,
Ooh.
I am planning on doing a Dead by Daylight group with my local friends. We're doing the killers. So being the person I am, chose Trickster, and I'm going to be that prop. The wig's going to be difficult. I'm looking into a lot of laced wig to do like the slick back hair, or I'm going to my hair and shave it and do that because that seems easier. And then one of my friends is doing Huntress, and my partner has not decided if he's doing Wraith or Maya.
Okay.
Or Plague. Because he likes all three of those, and I was just like, do it. Do Plague. I would love for you to do this.
Yes.
Because you don't have to be the correct gender to do cosplays. You can be any gender and cosplay any character.
Yes.
So something that I stand by is you do not have to be a certain age. You do not have to be a certain race. You do not have to be a certain gender to do a cosplay. In my opinion,
or body type.
Oh yeah, no. For instance, like one of my friends, fucking adore them. Will die for them. Their cosplays are gorgeous, and you know they've done cosplays such as Angel Dust, and someone has commented before, being like, "Oh, well, Angel Dust is actually pencil thin." And I've then turned around and gone, Angel Dust is thinner than me. And I've cosplayed Angel Dust.
Mm-hmm.
And thinner than me.
Angel Dust is a cartoon.
That put things into perspective. Angel Dust does not have an ass. And I do, sadly. Well, not sadly, I'm very proud of my butt, but still.
Booty!
Listen,
Your ass is fine.
built my 18 plus Instagram. Just my 18 plus Instagram got built off my like for those 18 plus people that some nice plus it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm Angel Dust, and I am not Angel Dust's size because I have an ass. He does not. He is flat as frick. And you know, my
What
friend,
he doesn't have in the back, he makes for it. He makes up for in front.
yeah, exactly. Which I am the reverse. I have nothing in the front.
I'd be more
the back.
Angel Dust proportions. I've got nothing in back, but I got lots in the front.
But like, that's what I mean though. It's like my friend was getting like hate because obviously they're plus size, and I was like, excuse me? No, their Angel Dust is gorgeous.
It's not okay.
Step on me, and I'd thank them for it. Like, fuck off. You don't have to be a twig.
Honestly, usually the people spouting shit like that don't cosplay themselves.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
You can take one of Angel's lines and tweak it slightly and just go, anybody is flawless.
That's what I mean. It's like one of the things that I even noticed, which I was very angry with, was someone was using me as an example of a good cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
And used my cosplay and my version of a cosplay against one of my friends and was saying that my version was better, and I was like, for one, because they tagged it being like, I think they would agree, and I was like, hold up. No, honey. For one, that's my friend. Second of all, fuck you. Because I love them, I adore them. They're new to cosplay. I class myself as sort of like a veteran cosplayer just due to the fact that, yeah, I'm sort of revisiting into cosplay because I restarted up again back in 2019. But I first started when I was 12. I am now 23, well, going 23.
Right.
So, like, I've been cosplaying for years, but I took a break and then came back to it. My friend has only just started cosplaying, and I love all of their cosplays that they've done so far. And, you know, they're slightly younger than me, they're only 20, and, like, you know, it's new to them. Like, they're not sure, like, you know, how to work things. And it just angered me so much
Start
the fact that,
somewhere.
like, they used me as an example against one of my own friends. I'm so pissed off because they're my friend. Like, I know.
Like, it's one thing to say this person is my favorite of X character, but don't go pitting cosplayers against each other. That's not okay.
Yeah. Like, I've had people say to me that I'm like the OG Vox cosplayer, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I wasn't the first person to do Vox. That goes to another cosplayer that I actually follow and we're mutuals, and like they were the first one to do Vox. They were the first ever Vox to appear on TikTok. But because I did my Vox back when the like Helluva Boss hype happened, mine got more views, and theirs didn't. And so everyone was like calling me like the OG Vox, and I'm like, no, I'm not. This person is. And I like tagged them in one of my videos saying like they were an inspiration to me, and they were just like, oh my god, I'm like so happy that you've tagged me. And I was like, listen, you inspired me, you're gonna be tagged. It's what I do for all my videos. If I am inspired by someone, I will put the original creator who did it in my like within the video, because they deserve to like have that. It's if I collab with anyone, you know, they're going to have their name put in the video. Like, it's just out of respect, and that's something sadly that doesn't always happen even within our community. I've seen like I saw a video a couple of weeks back, someone saying that they created a cosplay trend and no one has tagged them, yet they created the trend.
Yep.
It's so sad.
This is why I often say give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. It's one of the reasons on why, even recently, my Girahim pictures that I've done and the video I uploaded of Girahim on my Instagram, because I know they have an Instagram and not a TikTok, I've added, obviously, Cosplay Foo, who created my Girahim outfit, as a, you know, homage to, hey, you know, they're still relevant. They still made my outfit. Every photo of my fursuit that goes up online, I credit. Like, if I post anything up, I will credit Carniv Creations because they created him. They deserve it. And it's just sort of like...
Yeah, it's like if I post, well, if I post any photos where somebody else has taken the photo and it's not myself, I'll credit my photographer. And whenever I posted Lucifer, I credit, okay, my wig came from here, my contacts are from here, my makeup's this, the ears are from here. There, you want to create this? Go. Here's the starting point.
Yeah. Because, like, I got asked yesterday, well, no, not even yesterday, early hours of this morning, when I was getting into Girahim, obviously I got asked, like, oh, well, you know, what are... You know, where'd you get the cosplay from? Where'd you get all this? And I was like, Cosplay Foo. It got all commissioned made from Cosplay Foo. Here, the only thing I didn't get from there was my ears, which are from Wish.
Yep.
Oh, Wish.com.
The only time I hate getting asked, where did you get this, is when they're referring to an entire cosplay. If it's, like, say, Mia, I'll be like, okay, I got it from Cosplay. But if it's, and I hate this, I've had people actually ask me where I bought my Lucifer cosplay, and I'm like, I made this. Oh, well,
Yep.
can you make me one? Unless you're willing to pay me $1,400, then no,
right.
because
you are
he was
willing
almost
to pay
$300 for me
money?
to make. Never mind the time to make him.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mhm.
like I've had people ask me, obviously, hey, where'd you get obviously Vox's hat from? And I was like, oh, there's literally a video where I show it. I got Vox's hat from eBay. It was a very quick, cheap grab. It was just a Halloween hat. And then they were like, yeah, but where'd you get his hat from? And I was like, eBay. Like, but that's a blank hat. And I was like, yeah, it was blank.
Because it
Look,
modified.
I modified it myself. I used felt and like this ribbon that I had spare. Like the ribbon, I know where I got the ribbon from. I can literally throw that to you, but it was from a local craft store, which you probably won't have there. Like, because I've even had someone ask me on
It's like when people ask where you bought stuff you made, that's the only time it's frustrating.
yeah, because like, for instance, when I'm wearing my Shigaraki cosplay, a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, where'd you get that shirt?" And I'm like, "It's a gothic shirt. I've had it for years. I bought it from like Athlex Palace, which is a place near me in Manchester, which is very it has loads of different stores in there, but it has a gothic store." I was like, it's probably by it's probably by band, because that's where I get most of my stuff. I was like, you can buy it online if you want. And they're like, yeah, but where'd you get like your entire outfit? And I'm like, I owned half of this. The only thing I bought like online was the wig. I didn't even buy it for Shigaraki. I bought it for an OC. Ironically, a Hazbin Hotel OC.
It just happens to work. It just happens to work for Shiggy.
It also just happens to be Shigaraki's wig. Because I bought it for Severin, who is my boy. Which a lot of people have asked me as well. Like, oh, what's Severin? What's he from? I'm like, he's an OC. But what's he from? He's a character from the Hazbin.
Yep.
I've seen him in Hazbin Hotel though. Yeah, because he's my original character.
He's an OC.
Because obviously I made with him. He's very generic in design, but because I do him in such a way that a lot of people didn't know what he was. Like they knew what species he was. He was clearly a ram of some description, but a lot of people didn't know if he was a demon or an angel type character because I made it specifically that way. Because story, obviously his story takes place on a different plane to the main characters, because I don't like to mix my story up with the main characters. So with Severin's story, he just has himself and 3 other OCs of my own, which are involved within his story. Obviously, I've only cosplayed 3 of them out of the main ones. But like his story obviously takes place in his own sort of like section. But you know, for a long time I had a load of people like asking me, "Oh, well, when's he going to appear in like thingy?" And I'm like, he's not. he's not. Obviously, I made a joke video. This was something that went a bit too far. Actually, I think the only like joke that went a bit too far was, so when the Helluva Boss episode dropped that had like the cherubs.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of them's a blue ram. So I jokingly screenshotted Ram and screenshotted obviously Severin and put, "Oh wow, looks like my idea is no longer original, LMFAO." And someone was like, "Wait, did they steal your character?" I was like, "No, they didn't."
Oh
I was
my
like, "No."
god.
Like, no. I was like, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. Because I was hinting at what his species was, because he's an executioner angel. And the reason why I gave him the ram horns is because when you see the executioner angels, they have the curved horns. So
Which makes sense.
So it made sense for me to make him a ram, and then obviously he gets trapped in hell because he basically during one of the sort of massacres, he goes after this one demon and doesn't realize that all the other angels are, freaking back off up to heaven, and he doesn't realize, and he gets stuck there in hell, and he's kind of just there like, well,
shit.
so he literally just kills this like demon, and then is like, well, shit. And he, his story takes place of like the fact that he becomes friends with these two other demons, and he's currently in the, if we are going off of the actual sections, he is currently in the lust section of hell. That is where he is. So obviously at the time I didn't know, because that bit wasn't out in the show when I first made him. So he didn't have a sector of where he was, but now now there is. It's confirmed he's now in the lust sector at the moment, and that's where most of his story takes place. Because at first he's trying to get back to heaven, but can't, and is slowly becoming more and more of a fallen angel as the days pass, which is something that I wanted to implement with his character. Which is why, the early renditions of him, he started out with a white shirt, and as the more drafts I did, the shirt changed into a black shirt to represent that, because I don't have his wings sadly made, because his wings gradually go from white to grey to black.
Mm.
So that he is slowly changing from this graceful angel to a demon and living the demon life.
Living that demon life.
Meanwhile, my OC starts off in hell because sinner.
I went so far as to make mine a gender fluid cat boy 4 that works for Valentino.
I mean,
I have TikToks of him on my account too, but they're all from last year, and I still need to make his ears and tail. I have the fur, I just haven't gotten around doing it yet.
I'm not saying anything in regards to Harper's because I've got the animatic to tell that one for me.
Yeah, and then I have obviously the two other characters that I've actually cosplayed from, which are my two villain characters, which ironically, the reasons on why they're villains is very... It's a very much it depends on how you look at it type of situation. Because the reason why these people are the villains of the story is because the one that Severin killed at the beginning was a part of their relationship, because they were in a polyamory. And he ended up killing her, and the other two kind of were like, we now need to kill this angel. And they know they're still in hell, and that's the reason why they're sort of the villains of the story, because they're trying to kill Severin. But they have their own goddamn reasons. He literally made a girlfriend. So I'm vengeance. But that's what I mean. It's I've even had people ask me oh, when does Valerius come into the show? When will Fingy appear in the show? Ivan? And I'm like, no, they won't.
No.
If they did, I'd be shocked.
If they did, I'd be like, yo, Vimsy, why'd you rob my character?
Viv, what the credit?
I'd be like, yo, Vimsy, I want to get a copyright claim. You kind of took my
characters.
Yeah, my boy.
You took my you took my basilisk demon and my my window. Is it window? Yeah, glass windowed moth demon, and you took my ram.
Hey, look, they look familiar. Why do they look so... Oh, no.
Yeah, me just there. copyright strike claims getting that in. No, but that's what I mean. It's like one of the reasons why I never made my OCs ever interact with any of the main characters, because I was just like, I don't want to interfere with what the show could be. I never wanted to, like, I would always feel bad if I accidentally changed a character too much. Because when I started cosplaying as Vox, it was very difficult. I will admit that now. It was difficult to come up with a personality for him, because there was nothing to go off of.
Exactly.
The only thing I could go off was him getting a selfie and slightly grinning at Valentino. That was it. At that point, I literally just had a frame of him grinning, looking annoyed, and that's it. And I was like, okay, so we're gonna make the asshole.
And then the official Instagrams came out, and we found out, he's in an on and off weird relationship with Val.
So I did, yeah, that was where I did a lot of content. That was very much a, one day I'd post, like, them looking like they're lovey-dovey, and then the next would be an argument one, where I do, like, the cracked screen on my face and stuff. And, like, that was something that I really wanted to implement. The fact that, like, I learned that they had this on and off relationship. I wanted to implement the fact that there was sort of a level to the abuse, and obviously a level to how much Vox would take until he'd eventually walk out and then get back with him, like, a couple of hours later. Because honestly, they're on and off that much that I'm pretty sure they'd argue, leave each other for an hour, and then he'd go back.
And probably get laid.
Oh, definitely. They're definitely. They're in a lust section. They're definitely gonna be getting laid. But that's the thing. It's kind of like, it was fun, but also it weirded me out sometimes when I would get, like, people asking me for certain requests with characters. I found that really weird. Like, I had someone request that I do a video of Vox and having Vox basically abuse Angel, and I was like, okay.
No.
I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Because I was like, for one, I'm not comfortable with that. I was like, I always portray Vox as being the one that gets the abuse, not physically dealing it out. The closest there was to Vox dealing it out was there was a video where I pretended to slap a Valentino cosplayer, and obviously they did a makeup of where it looked like his cheek got cut, and that's the extent that I got with Vox ever showing abuse. And it was like, it really made me go, like, sit back a little bit and be like, am I really choosing the correct like, am I choosing the correct character to cosplay here if I'm getting asked this? But obviously,
I've had some weird requests with Lucifer and Alistair, and I haven't cosplayed Alistair in almost a year.
yeah.
Lucifer requests border on, I don't know how best I would say it, because I've had a lot of people say, oh, can you do this and this as Lucifer? And I'm sitting here like, I know I do thirst traps, but there's a certain limit that I'm willing to do.
Definitely. Like, obviously, yeah, for instance, you know, my newest video of Girahim is doing the, obviously, camel by camel trend, because I thought it'd be funny, I thought it'd match his character, and, you know, it's a very implied sexual scene. But obviously I was doing it with Girahim still fully clothed. I wasn't going to take it too far, because no, I don't want to get...
You've got the cape off, that's far enough.
Yeah, I got the cape off, that's close enough. You do not need any more of this skin suit coming off.
No.
But obviously, even with that, it was like, it was a very big trial and error, and making sure.
I mean,
like,
still not the worst you've ever done.
Oh yeah, definitely not the worst, but like,
I think, at least for me, like the worst I've done. Ironically, it's a duet with you. You know exactly what duet I'm referring to.
I know which one it was. Dark Horse / ET one.
Yeah, that for some strange goddamn reason on my duet, part of the audio got cut off. And I posted it on my birthday last year, and I still look at that and I'm like, I can't believe we did that for TikTok, based off of RRP at that.
Yep. But that's what I mean, like, there's only so
that RP got dark.
It did. But that's what I mean, like, there's only so much you can do with cosplay before it becomes, like, too real. Like, for instance, I have hurt many fandoms with some of the content I've created just because I am that person that's like, this hurt me, so I'm gonna recreate it and hurt everyone else. Like, the perks.
I think the thing that hurt me most with you doing cosplay was with Charlie and using certain songs and making my little Lucifer heart go.
Yeah, with Charlie, my gender bent Charlie, I basically went for the whole of, you know, I don't want to be exactly like, obviously if it's gender bent version, he wouldn't want to be like his mother, obviously, because it's gender bent. So he basically would never want to be like his mother, and so a lot of the videos in that was sort of showing his rebellion, but also at the same time I changed his. Obviously, I had some videos where he was very preppy, upbeat, hyperactive, and happy, and then I had the other ones where he was more serious and more like, you know, I don't want to be this prince that you expect me to be. Which, obviously, I knew it was going to be a hit or miss again, like all my cosplays are. It is a very much gamble at whether it's going to go far. But I've done things similar with the My Hero fandom of cosplaying characters such as Oboro, which is a very touchy subject for some people because of the nature and dark content that comes with that character. And again, it is only so far you can go before it gets too far. Like, I've seen some cosplays where I believe like they have taken it a bit too far, especially with for instance, out the Hazbin community, I've seen people take the Angel and Valentino abuse way too far before, and it's like, and it is sad to see, because it's like, obviously most of the time there are warnings like, hey, this contains, you know, abuse, and like it shows implied abuse, or like, you know, there'll be a trigger warning, but some people don't do that, and that is something that you really need to start implementing with cosplays. If you know there's going to be certain content, put a warning.
Warn it.
Like, I have done it once before where I posted a video really early hours of the morning and completely forgot to put a trigger warning, and I got a message, like I got a comment on that video being like, hey, you should really trigger warning this. And I was like, holy hell, I'm so sorry. Like, did not really, you know, P-brain happened. I'm very sorry about this. Because obviously the video did show like somewhat, like, it didn't show full-blown abuse, but it basically showed a character being grabbed in a certain manner. And I knew there should have been a warning, but I forgot because early hours of the morning, P-brain.
Yep.
And post it. And
I know with my Valentino, I've not done anything really that would require a trigger warning for him yet. Most of it's just been thirst for him. So you get the 18 plus, minors do not interact. But I have a video I posted earlier this year in Val where the audio is literally just, if you had me for 24 hours, what would we do? And I had 2 people comment on it threatening physical violence against me as if I was actually Valentino. And I'm like, okay, this shit needs to end. How about we make a call out video going, hey, stop making comments like this. Just because we cosplay this character does not mean we agree with anything that the character does. Nope.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because that was something that I had to do. I had to do a PSA. One of the things I did do a PSA on was actually one of my own OCs, which was Valerian. I flat out said Valerian is not a good character. I was like, straight off the bat, I was like, he was designed to be a character that you want to hate him. I designed him purposely. In fact, I took traits from characters such as Endeavor and Valentino and mixed them together to make such a despicable asshole, and like to the point where like his power was to annoy people. Like, I made his ability that would cause anger to people. So his ability of Valerian is obviously he has the power to basically cause hypnosis. And the demon that actually, because the way I played it out at first was, you know, I wanted it so that people were like, oh, well, you know, they're justified in wanting Severin dead because he killed their partner. But then as you learn more about their backstory through Ivan, you find out that that demon didn't want to be alive. They didn't want to exist anymore because of Valerian's abuse and because of how much of a tight grasp he had upon them and Ivan. There are literal scenes that I have written out of where he's just flat out abused Ivan and, you know, used his power on him, being like, listen, you're going to listen to me whether you want to or not. I will not give you this choice. I designed him to be this despicable character. And, you know, I wanted people to hate him and give him backlash. But instead, I had people almost romanticizing him. And I was like, listen, this is a good person. You should not be romanticizing it. It is much like one of the reasons on why, like with Harley and Joker, it is romanticized abuse. And I don't agree with that. Because long story short, been there, got the receipts. So, you know, I genuinely try to avoid, like, Joker and Harley cosplays because I can't deal with that because it brings up, like, hands down, I respect anyone that cosplays Joker and Harley, especially Harley, because some of her outfits are so revealing. Got to give people props to have that body confidence. But personally, I would not be able to do it due to the inkling and sort of implied like section of that of sadly what comes with their relationship.
Yep.
That makes me wonder, how have you ever dealt with seeing like my Joker cosplays? I haven't done them much in the last year, but
no, literally what I do for most of your Joker cosplays, I will not lie, I will literally like it and set my phone down and let the video play out until I hear the audio repeat, then I will scroll so that I still sat throughout.
That's fair enough.
For your view and for your view count, and you get my like, but like I will then dive away because I'm like, obviously, if it's like just a Joker, I'm fine. It's when it's implied the Joker and Harley, that's when my brain buzzes because it's like, no.
I think with my Joker, because I only did Joker for TikTok once, and that was last November. I think maybe 3 of the 15 videos I did implied anything with Harley. Like I know one of them was, "Why do you love me?" And him going, "No, you really shouldn't love me." Like going, there is no reason for you to love me, and that was kind of my way of going, Harley and Joker are not a good ship.
Yeah, but like that's the thing with cosplays as well. It's some people don't realize that there is a person under all that makeup and under all that, and it is a sad thing that does happen within the community. I've had my fair share of it. Of with Vox, I've had people ask me, well, why would you let Valentino abuse Angel like that? I'm like, I am not a TV. I am not.
I am not the animated TV demon. Don't ask me.
I am not a flat screen TV. I am sorry. I cannot prevent a moth from hitting a spider. Like, let me just split that out in the most basic. Like, let me put that statement out there. I am not a TV that can stop a moth from beating a spider. Listen to that normally, and then tell me if it's okay to question a cosplay.
I fucking can't.
I mean, whenever I have stuff of Lucifer and people ask a comment, sometimes the questions are, "Why don't you agree with your daughter?" or "How is Charlie? What do you think of Vox and Valentino?" And I'm just sat here like, please don't try to RP with me in the comments.
Yeah,
I'm not the character.
I've actually had that quite a lot with my Aizawa, where people are like, so here's the thing, this was something that actually happened recently. I've noticed a few videos within the community of people using the term, obviously, like daddy and dad for cosplayers. So here's the thing with me is...
I get Daddy Lucifer a lot, so I feel...
Yeah, so obviously I get Dad Zawa a lot because I cosplay Aizawa, which, to be fair, I'm gonna openly say this now, I don't mind it. I don't mind someone calling me Dad Zawa, but, like, I don't like it, though, when someone's trying to roleplay with me within my comment section. Or, like, if there is a video... So, this is from one of my videos where my friend's cosplaying Hawks, I'm cosplaying as Aizawa, and it's implied that they're in a relationship. And someone commented along the lines of, Hawks, get away from Daddy Zawa, this and the other, you know,
Daddy Zawa.
Papa Mike's not going to be happy. And I'm like, I get it. They're probably really young. They probably are really young, for one.
Probably.
But, like, I've only given a few people permission to call me, like, dad, as in, like, an actual father figure. Only a few cosplayers actually have that. Like, that I've given permission for and been like, yeah, no, I'll be your cosplay dad. I will, you know, I don't mind you calling me dad. Like, no matter what cosplay I'm in, they will refer to me as dad. And, like, someone has seen that and then thought it's okay for them. And I'm like, no. I was like, they've been given permission by me to call me dad. Or, like, I will say to, like, someone, oh, don't worry, you can be my kid now. Like, you can be my son. Like, I have a fair few of cosplay children. Just like how will have their drag kids. I, too, am a cosplayer that has cosplay kids. I don't mean that literally.
Yeah, I have that.
I don't have any children, but, like, I have metaphorical children that are mostly all...
You have cosplay children.
I do. I have people that are mostly all adults that I still refer to as my children. So...
I have that, and most of those are about your age.
Yeah.
Although you're more like a little brother to me than a cosplay child, so...
Yeah. I think it's because we've known each other for that long, it kind of weird for just suddenly rocked up and turned around and just been like, Daddy!
I think the closest we will ever get to referring to each other as Daddy is in role plays, and that's about the extent of it.
Yeah. Just rock up to you in cosplay and be like, Papi?
No.
That's what I mean.
I physically cringed at that. Call me Daddy? Okay, sure, whatever. Poppy? No, something just seems really weird about that. I know it means the same thing, but...
That's what I mean, though. It's like, there are boundaries that, like, people need to understand. And, like, even the other day, I saw one of my friends tweeting, and basically these kids had interacted with their content after it even has, like, a big fucking 18 plus on it. And I was pissed. I was like, why can't people respect boundaries? Boundaries. And it's like, you know, I don't mind someone trying to interact with me, but don't role play in my comment section.
That's just weird.
It really is. It's so weird. Like, because I've had people literally been like, but Dad Zawa, what about being... And I'm like...
No.
I'm not sour.
I
I'm
can
not
talk
him.
you on weirdness.
I'm
I've
not.
had some Lucifer videos where people go into the comments and roleplay as if they are. One of them I used to get them a lot. One person would roleplay as Lilith, the other person would roleplay as Lucifer. In my Lucifer videos, in the comments, as if they are the characters, and I'm like, can you please not?
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Trying to roleplay with me in my comments is weird, but roleplaying amongst yourselves as if you are the characters or it's your video, that's even weirder.
Yeah.
And I had to directly message them saying, can you please stop?
Next
They
time
got very defensive about it, and they haven't done it since. But it's like, come on, you had to realize this is weird.
I've had that in the animatic for YouTube. I noticed that in one of the comments. I'd like one person to turn around and go, "Yeah, this is really cool," and all. It's like they were basically like speaking it as if it was like Alistair who was saying like, "Oh yes, it's marvelous," and all. And then there's another one and came and be like, "You look familiar. Yes, you look familiar too." I'm like, okay, this is not productive for the animatic at all. I've got two supposed Alistairs having a conversation with one another, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, like
weird.
that's what I mean. It's like it's happened in a live stream before for me, where someone's been trying to roleplay with me in a live stream, and I've been like, no. I was like, please don't do that. Because like I said, when I get into Aizawa, it tends to happen a lot where someone's like, oh, Aizawa, this person's doing this, and I'm like, there's literally gotten to a point where someone said it once, and I was like, I don't care. And they're like, what do you mean you don't care? And I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'm not a character. I was like, I don't give two flying flips. Like, I don't care.
You've had with doing role play in a live, at least from what I recall, is doing when you and I did what, 2 Shigadabi lives, and then people were trying to interact with us.
I mean, no fairness.
Was it a lot of the comments were though Deku is straight or stuff like that? It's like,
okay,
why are you sexualizing children? Why do you care? He's a fictional character. Second, he's a minor.
That actually came about because there were people that basically weren't in the anime community or not in the cosplay community, and they were doing it to every live stream.
Oh god.
Yeah, that sadly is something that happens sometimes. But like one of the things that like got me was obviously when I got into Shigaraki and got into the full character headspace and was like, right, okay, I announced that this live was going to be in character. So, I expect people to interact with me in character and interact with how they would interact with Shigaraki. There were a lot of people that genuinely were like, but why is Dabi not with Hawks? And it's like, don't throw your, like, I understand that is a massive ship, but do not throw your ships into this. It's just...
I think with one of those lives, I actually have red feathers left over from making another costume. Not even remotely related to my hero, FYI.
I know.
Not even the same kind of thing. I picked up one of the extra red feathers, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can think of other things I'd rather do to Hawks.
Burn. And then it's just sort of like, it was really weird for me. Because like I said, most of my lives I tend to be pretty like just myself and relaxed. But obviously sometimes that's hard because of my own sort of mental health issues that I have. So it's hard for me to just sort of relax on a live. Because obviously people will pick up on certain things. And it's very hard to sort of like relax and stuff when people are like constantly trying to RP.
Yep.
So for instance, obviously I like not gonna get into what it is, but obviously I have alters. I'm not gonna fully get into it, but basically I have alters and some of them can be fictives. Summarize a fictive, it is a alter based off a fictional character. And yes, I do cosplay my fictives, and my fictives will pop out sometimes when I'm in their cosplays. However, if I
They're
am
all lovely.
and someone then messages using the alter's name, I'm gonna switch. And I don't like switching midstream. It's very awkward because it can sometimes force front, and it's very uncomfortable. It is something that I've sadly had to deal with a lot, especially with my recent lives. So it's kind of like every time now when I go live, I will usually say at the beginning, I will not roleplay with you. If you put a roleplay comment, my moderators will block you. Like, my moderators will stop it immediately because it drains me, and I don't want to have to be drained.
It's one thing if you let them do it themselves, though, like your alters, that is.
Yeah, like, if it is an alter live, I will put at the top where, you can put like a whole title to your live, I'll put, an alter Q&A, which is, hands down, fair enough, you can come talk to the alter, come talk to them, speak to them, ask them how their day is, and, interact with them. But, like, if it is, for instance, I'll put just a chillin' vibe, it basically just means, like, I'm vibing, I'm chilling, please don't try and force front me.
Be respectful, people.
Yeah. Oh,
That's still heckin' true.
it so is. I will be back in a second, though. I need to take a quick break.
Okay.
But I'll be back in a couple of seconds.
Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah. We're having fun.
We are having fun, but I do need to get going in a little bit. I still have some things to take care of around the apartment and go food shopping and shit. So,
The knowledge.
huh?
The knowledge.
Yeah,
Knowledge.
Yeah, the knowledge.
The
I was
knowledge.
gonna say, the next time someone comes into a role play and starts role playing is like, Daddy, I'd be like, last I checked, your ass wasn't sitting at my table, so how about no daddy?
I'm not saying anything.
I'm saying
My
it.
favorite is just getting
I'm
daddy
not saying
comments
anything because
on
I
Lucifer
think
videos.
Wordy knows exactly why I'm not gonna say anything.
No, why aren't you saying anything?
Because that's exactly what Harper does.
What does Harper do?
She jokingly says that to people, doesn't she? She gets in an argument, she's like, okay, whatever you want. Daddy.
Harper has never pulled
Quickly
any.
reminded, I need to bring other cosplays to TikTok because I have far too many ideas. Have I acted on half of them? No.
No.
I feel that.
Most of my followers are here for Lucifer. And I'm like, guys, I've only done Lucifer for a year. I also have Blair, Kuja, Joker, Zemnis, Kaito. Somewhere I have fuck, how old is he now? 10-year-old cosplay of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Eeyore.
He was my Halloween costume. He was the very first cosplay I ever sewed myself. And he basically looks like a pair of pajamas with a bad mullet wig, ears, and a tail where I actually have a button on the butt. Because I did more based on the old actual plush toy than the Disney version.
I have far too many cosplays.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I brushed all my wigs the other day, and I have 34 wigs. And I am buying 2 more for 2 other cosplays, and I'm just here like, I'm gonna be, towards the end of this year, I'll probably have about 50 wigs.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here in my bedroom. I'm looking around my room and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, about 15 wigs, and I know I have more than twice that in my camp trailer in a bin full.
It's like a lot of my wigs, because I am not the brightest star, and I thought, what? Why reuse a wig for another character when I can just buy the character wig? So I literally have duplicates of certain wigs, and I'm like, why'd I do that? I have 3 different black wigs that can work for the exact same 3 characters I bought them for, but oh no, I didn't want to style. I didn't want to style a wig. I didn't want to learn how to do that. I now know how to style wigs.
Most of my wigs only work for one character anyway.
Yeah, like one of the wigs one of my more budget saving wigs was, way back when Hitalia was a thing. Oof.
Oh,
God.
Hitalia!
So, I have a wig. I'm actually only using it now for scraps. So I have an America wig, and I have a Canada wig. So I have the wig I have for Canada, I have styled now and put extensions in it to use for present mic, and my America wig, which is fricked, it is no longer like a decent enough wig. It gets used for my mustache scraps. I used it to make my mustache for present mic. I trimmed like the tiny bit down. You gotta work with what you had, so. But
I mean, my wig for Dobby is, I didn't buy that wig for Dobby. I bought that wig back when Homestuck was really popular, and I used it for Gamzee and Curlaws.
Yeah.
His hair is messy and spiky anyway, so it works perfectly.
Because, like, I know at some point I do want to get a new wig figure of him, just for the sheer fact of it's very thin, the one I have. I style it in a way that it doesn't look thin, but she is thin. So.
Well, it's a white wig. White wigs have a bad habit of being super thin, too.
Yeah, they do. So I'm hopefully going to look into wigs and try and find one that isn't super thin that I can use. I'm just not doing.
I know Arda has an EU branch now. Arda has really good thick wigs.
I'm just not doing what I did originally for my Girahim, which was to get a white wig that was long and cut it. So my extent of styling a wig is not to cut it, because I did it. It was the biggest mistake of my life. That wig was fricked.
Oh no.
Yeah, I botched it big time. Like the wig I have now.
I'm not scared of doing that.
Oh no, the wig I have now is beautiful. I'm just happy that I can style it in the way that I have it. The only downside is that it's thin in some areas. But other than that, it's beautiful. I've never cut it. I refused to after the first one. Like I said, the closest I've got to styling was for my Obero, in which it meant hanging the wig upside down and hairspraying it to high heaven so that it'd stay up.
I mean, it's effective.
It is effective.
I mean, the only way I get certain things to work on my wigs is literally section off pieces I want to style, spray the bastard, and then take a hair dryer to it.
Oh yeah, no, that's what happened with that one. It was literally tip it upside down, spray it off, hair dry it, spray more onto it, back comb it, spray more. That thing had like half a can of hairspray on it by the end.
Oh, I can believe it. I mean, like, do you know how much hair glue I used in my fucking Alistair wig?
Nope.
I can imagine.
Too much. Like, the ears are bad enough because I used craft foam and wire as a base, and I used white glue to put on the wefts of hair on both sides, and then those are sewn, wired, and hot glued in place into the wig. And then I styled the rest of the wig. There's even tulle in my Alistair wig to help the poof for the black.
See, I don't have that time and effort. I literally got a red wig, painted it. And
originally when I made Alistair's wig, I was making Fancy Al, which I really want to wear again because I'm proud of that cosplay. But I was making him for a competition. That was the only reason I went to that level of effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only reason Lucifer has as much work in him as he does, since I'm sitting here on my bed staring at the goddamn coat at the end of the room. It lives on a hanger.
Just out of
I
curiosity,
can't store him anywhere else.
because I know you two don't obviously normally cosplay or have like cosplay. Do you have any like questions for like us two of when it comes to like cosplay overall, or
Ooh.
anything you're curious about?
I gotta think.
Just throwing that ball in there. Just
Heck, caught me off guard.
I mean, I think we've covered the basics. I mean, you know, of cosplay in particular. I mean, this wow, words.
Words are a thing.
You know, this entire session has been chock full of information. It's been fun, it's been entertaining. You know, guys, this has been a great stream. It's not you. I'm
Even though
literally...
Fox and I are full of crap.
What?
I said it's okay. Don't
Fox
worry.
and I are full of crap.
Literally, we just thought of topics and went, here we go, political cosplay topic.
No,
Oh,
you know what though?
I mean,
I thought listen, I thought that was really important to bring up and talk about because it's not as if that's done intentionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're literally trying to capture and recreate a character in your vision and trying to stick as close to home as imaginable. You know, you guys aren't going in with the mentality of who can I piss off today? You know, it's you're literally doing something catering to the character. You know, but you know, I'll leave that at that, you know? But you know, in your guys' defense, what?
Because like one of the things that like as you were saying, like, you know, we were bringing things to the character. It's like, you know, for characters such as like some of the Hazbin characters that aren't even seen fully in the show yet, cosplayers have brought their personality out more and brought them more to life. Like before more of Helluva Boss episodes were coming out, one of my friends that cosplayed Stolas gave him so much personality, which still reflects within the show. But like just from the few like pilot episodes that we saw at the beginning, they brought the personality out of Stolas that I still really love the idea of.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's different to the show, like not entirely, but like it is slightly different to the show. But it's something that I also really like, and the fact they implemented that in with their design and their sort of way of Stolas. And it's like, you know, for characters like Valentino and Vox, cosplayers are the people that gave them their character at the end of the... A lot of people got the idea of, oh, this person's like, you know, this evil character, but it's also this suave character from looking at cosplays, from looking at how they are. Like, I've seen a lot of people go off of, I can't remember names or acts to save my life, but there is an amazing Husk cosplayer that I know, and a lot of people go off of their like Husk for their backstory that they did, because they did a full-blown backstory and did like a human Husk cosplay and like had a whole backstory to how they got to hell, and a lot of people loved that, and like that's people's headcanons, and obviously that's just come from their imagination, like their own like cosplay idea, and it's sort of like, you know, it's nice to have that part of the community because it sort of shows like it's not just fancy dress, it's, you know, we bring life to characters that sometimes don't really have that much limelight.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I have a lot of freedom with Lucifer since the only thing we have of him, even for the pilot, is what, a portrait?
Right, and a statue. That's it.
Yeah.
And then the one little
a
thing that
statue
Charlie sort of gives him.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, don't
my
take shit
idea
from other
of Chris,
demons.
he's probably this kinky bastard, but he's probably also going to be, if you don't shut up and listen to me, I'm going to end your pathetic life, but probably also a total freaking goofball.
Yeah, because like obviously you get like people that cosplay even the main characters from Hazbin Hotel. You get people adding more development to Alistair, like the whole, you know, a lot of people have implemented, you know, him being strictly asexual, and then you get others that sort of branch off and have him being more demisexual and adding more to the character. Obviously, I'm not fully sure what he's been confirmed to be, but I know a lot of people have the headcanon that he is asexual and
I
that
think he was confirmed by Viv as asexual.
yeah, which
Yeah.
that's an amazing representation for one.
Yeah.
But the reasons why, you know, I've not touched that character in years, because like I'm gonna be honest here, I make 18 plus content, and I'm pretty sure if I were to cosplay Alistair, I cannot guarantee that I would not let my brain venture off, and, you know, I don't want to be in that controversy of the fandom of people being like,
I made when I actually did cosplay Alistair, I kind of want to go back to him. I did thirst traps of him, but I haven't touched him since last December. And even then, it was weird to put him on again after last October, and I really
like, it's weird.
Brain, no, let's not go there.
It's weird because you'll get people that are like, but he's asexual, but then you'll get people that full on simp over the fact that you've done a thirst trap, and I'm like, but he wouldn't do this in character. Nope, he wouldn't.
I get people telling me that of Lucifer. I had somebody actually DM me on my Instagram because my TikTok DMs are mutuals only. So somebody DM'd me saying, you know, Miguel wouldn't actually be thirsty like this, right? I'm like, excuse fucking me?
Have you not?
Have you watched the movie?
Have you not
Yes, he
seen the
would.
movie? Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he would. You fucking know he would.
With Chell and Tulio.
Did everyone miss the scene where he goes, now what do you think when you see Chell? And his instant response is just,
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Did anyone miss that? Like,
no.
He was thinking with one head and one, only it wasn't the one between those shoulders of his. Like,
There's also the whole thing when they get into El Dorado and Miguel says, I'm sorry about that girl in Barcelona. My thoughts on that is he probably slept with a girl that Tulio was seeing.
Yeah. Oh, damn right. Like,
it's getting told, you know, Miguel wouldn't do that. He may be from a child's movie, but there's still implied sexual shit in that film.
Oh,
well, here's the thing. Actually, some controversy that happened recently in the Zelda fandom was obviously with the HD remake of Skyward Sword coming out, everyone was like, oh, because I had someone even question me. They were like, why do you cosplay Garen because he creeps on a minor? And I went, actually, if you look at the if you look at Nintendo, they have confirmed that he is the exact same age as Link. He doesn't age.
Yeah.
And he's the exact same age as Link. He is also Link actually in the game Skyward Sword meant to be around the age of 20. Link's an adult. Ghirahim's an adult. Like,
my favorite is getting people. I had one person message me, actually, because I do Blair from Soul Eater. Somebody tried to tell me that Blair is a pedophile because she flirts with Soul and other kids, and I'm like, you realize because she's a cat, she's probably technically younger than them, right?
and also, like, here's the thing. Again, we're a person. We're not the actual character. And one of the things I love is how someone like said about Megura, and they were like, but he's creepy to Link. You know, he wants to date him. That's weird. And I stopped them for a moment. I was like, no, he doesn't. I was like, if you read his dialect, he literally says that he wants to cause Link to scream that much that he'll burst his own eardrums. He wants to murder this person.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your way of a relationship?
Yeah, not.
If that's like, he wants to kill him. Like, the whole idea of him, which is why a lot of the videos I have of Girahim, if it's implied towards Link, it is showing a lot of hate, a lot of hatred, because that's what he's like.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if you're implying something sexual, it's towards. I'm not going to say the names. I know what that will do. Yes.
It's Demise or even Ganondorf, because obviously the same spirit, same evil entity. And it's like, that's because that is canon, that he was so, like, it's in the game. He was so devoted that this bitch traveled back in time just to get his master back. Like, he was desperate.
I still need to finish Demise.
Yes, you.
Actually, I more need to start that boy. Well, I'm doing gender bend just because I don't feel like wearing the silicone chest with skin tight spandex with details on top.
No, you should do it.
No, I know. I'm doing female version because that's going to be less torturous.
I mean, fair
Although
enough.
it's going to be torturous with the way I'm doing the scales up the body because I'm cutting out individual scales and then hand sewing those bastards.
Oh my god.
I am a masochist.
Lord.
Speaking of masochism, that was a very dodgy subject for me to suddenly say, but here we so here's a little tip for those cosplaying with latex chests. Here's a fun little story. If you're gonna wear a latex chest, make sure you take breaks. Also, don't wear, if you are gonna wear it for a long period, do not do what I did. Do not wear a binder underneath, because you will royally mess up your rib cage. As I learned, I wore my binder and then put the silicone chest over it for a convention, but then did not take it off for any break to eat or to rest up. And after the con, I started filming, and it wasn't until the late hours of the morning did I remove it, and I had to have my friends assist me. And I had worn it for a total of 18 hours. I had an entire imprint of my entire binder going from the shoulder right round my chest, and even had my little, because my binder's a side clasp, I had the imprint of the side clasp, including the clasps, imprinted on it. Compressed. Do not do a me. Take breaks. Take intervals.
See, with my size, I can't wear my silicone chest without my compression shirt because double Ds are not going to fit in that thing without the previous compression.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, if you are going to do it like thingy, what I'd recommend doing is get binding tape and tape bind if possible, because it can be dangerous. to wear a binder underneath a like silicone chest, especially for long periods. Or if you are going to do it,
wearing one for a long period, a compression shirt for a long period can be dangerous to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. So like, just take a break. How I'd recommend doing this is what I end up doing is I went to when I was wearing my fursuit, obviously that can get really heated very quickly.
Oh yeah.
So what I do is I have a spare change of like t-shirts in my bag for the con. So I'll go to like one of the toilets and I'll unzip it down to like my waist and tie my arms together and then put like my other shirt on, not the one that I'm wearing underneath the suit already, and just sort of like chill in that for a while and then go back into the toilets and change it, just so the body has that time to breathe. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with the mistake I made, where you're going to get really overheated, incredibly sweaty. I'm not even going to lie about that. It was grim. And
I do suggest there are the easy cool down vests that do help you with that, and they also have a neck collar variant as well for when you got your suit head on as well.
Yeah, just with me when it came to the silicone chest thing, that thing is it definitely needed the talc powder that my friend doused it in. Because they had to help me get it off. It took 2 people, including me, so 3 people all pulling at this silicone just to get it off my like to get it away from my face. It was awful. So don't do it, me kids. I was also stupid to then wear it the day after as well. Don't do it, me kids.
Don't follow by our example.
Yeah,
Don't follow by my example. Take breaks with your silicone chests. Also, don't be flat out buying silicone chests straight off the bat without research.
They are expensive.
They are expensive and can damage easily if I know recently one of my mutuals was upset because their cat had bit the silicone chest multiple times.
Wait, I think it's the same person that I think you're thinking of, where a friend of ours sent me a video showing what the cat had done to this person's silicone chest.
Yep. They're one of my mutuals. The cat had completely destroyed near the neck and shoulder area. It had punctured right through. So yeah,
yep, that's the video I'm thinking of.
Is always protected. So for me, what I tend to do, because obviously, the thing about cosplays is they do not last forever. They do need to be cleaned, which is a weird rule that some people don't realize.
They do fursuits.
Yeah, including fursuits. Here's another thing some people don't know. You need to wash a wig. A wig will need a wash. You cannot leave a wig unwashed. But including cosplay stuff, silicone chests also need to be washed. The easiest method I've found is to turn it inside out, put it on a coat hanger, and blast it with your shower. And I've found that honestly, any form of with silicone, I found that using a very gentle skin body wash works the best. And just rub it on there. Make it smell nice at least. And then spritz it off. Make sure it's fully cleaned and then just leave it to hang dry. Obviously, for certain wigs, it can be different. Obviously, for fursuits, do not hang dry them. You will stretch out that fabric.
Oh no, you gotta lay them out flat.
Lay them out flat and have fans blasting
fans on and brush them every 15 minutes or so, because otherwise the fur will mat.
Yep. Do not brush a wet wig though. If you are
no.
wet wig, let the wig fully air dry, then you can brush it.
And then comment.
For me, I recommend for using a detangled brush, like a detangler brush, on wigs, but do not I recommend you don't use metal pronged ones on.
No,
In fact,
they cause so much static.
Yeah, the exact same brush I use is my actual hairbrush. It is a detangler brush. It is a very weird shape. It's sort of like an oblong shape, and it is entirely plastic. I use that actually on my fursuit, well, because it really gets into like each bit, and it can leave the fursuit looking really nice and stuff like that. Obviously, I did a very quick test brush with that, somewhere where I know a lot of people wouldn't see, before doing that.
Fursuit spray is your best friend too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Another good wig product is Mane and Tail, which is a horse shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
That is
It's a godsend for long wigs.
Oh yeah, it really is. That will smooth out any of your long wigs. I use it for my mic wig because it's hair extensions. Those things can get matted if I do not brush them. So obviously make sure when you're washing them, make a wig soup. Throw all your wigs.
Good soup.
Wig soup.
Good soup.
I let mine soak in fabric softener, and the longer wig, I tend to put like a tiny bit of the mane and tail and sort of wash that into it, and obviously rinse it out once the bath water's finished. Once they've like soaked for, I think I usually let them soak for about half an hour when I'm doing a wig soup. I will then individually, on a very cold temperature, use my shower to rinse them all out individually. That, so me here with like 40 wigs in a bath, that can take a long time, but eventually it works and I get through them all. Then I leave them all to dry on towels, and then just have my fan on that will just sort of blow across all of them at some point.
You're reminding me that I need to wash Lucifer's wig wash and restyle his wig before I go to Comic-Con in 2 weeks, because that is still the original styling from last July.
Yes. Wash your wigs.
And there is red body paint from one of the cheek circles in the tip of one of his curls.
Oh no. But yeah, definitely wash.
I mean, it's not noticeable in photos or videos.
Here's a fun fact about wigs and also fursuits. Don't use hot water.
Oh, no.
No.
You will ruin the fibers. You will melt your wig. Even heat resistant wigs.
I've never had an issue with the heat resistant wig.
Even heat
well,
resistant.
lukewarm bath water's not that bad.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're going to do anything warm, make sure it's lukewarm, and I mean to the bare of lukewarm. Do not put anything boiling on your wig. You will ruin them.
The only time you should use boiling water with a wig is if you are, like, say, taking a white wig and you are dyeing that bitch, because then you actually need the boiling water.
Yeah. But even then, you let the boiling water cool a bit before just throwing your wig in there.
Oh god, yeah, and you keep stirring it so that, the wig is moving, and then you pull it out, you let that bitch drip dry, rinse it with cold water afterwards. Once it's dry, then you gotta wet it again, and then very carefully brush and comb it out.
Yeah, a hard way of just rinsing it and not letting it dry. The color literally just comes out and it leaves you with a awful color. I was trying to style a ginger wig to go black. That wig is now green.
Isn't that the wig you use for Ivan?
It is the wig I use for Ivan because it is the perfect shade. It was a happy mistake.
Happening an accident.
Sometimes that happens.
The other one turned brown. So Yeah, make sure you definitely follow instructions on dyeing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, for anything, it is always, like, what I tend to do with wigs is, if I know I'm going to a con with that character, I will wash the wig. Otherwise, all my wigs get sort of like depending on how long I've used them, it depends on like what gets washed. Obviously, I did a massive wash where I washed all my wigs a couple of weeks back. So a few of them will not need washing until I wear them again or wear them a couple of times. Personally, I like to wear a wig at least, like, I'd say I'd wear it for like a month and then do it a wash if I've worn it constantly throughout that month. But like, don't overwash your wigs either.
No, same as never overwash your suit.
Yeah, like, wigs and fursuits kind of have the same like cleaning method, in which what I mean by that is don't overwash them, but also wash them.
If you've worn them for long periods of time, then yes, put them in for a wash. If you've only worn them for like a couple of minutes, don't immediately think, oh no, I've worn it for like 5 minutes, I've got to wash the entire thing again now.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Because that's when disinfectant spray is your best friend.
so my fursuit, I've worn him. I wore him for a tiny bit at a con. I wore him for 2 hours, and then after that 2 hours, I got him home, and then sort of gave him a check down, made sure there wasn't anything. There were a few, like, his bottom of his tail that needed a bit of a wash, but I just washed it because it was easier than just putting it on a full clean cycle, because he has a meter-long tail. I do not want to put a meter-long tail in an entire wash when it's just... So
No.
just clean the tip of it a bit, and then everything else was fine. Gave his hooves a bit of a clean because they had obviously gotten a tiny bit of dirt on them from the con floor.
That's why you can also use like those handheld like carpet cleaner things as well, because they're useful for just having to do like little cleanup jobs.
Yeah,
as well on them.
I sadly don't own one of those yet. But another thing for me is I've got to be very careful when washing my head, because he's chronics within his face. So I've got to be very...
I found I've got the same thing with a resin head. Damp flannel.
Yep, damp flannel. Or even that, another thing I found is a like spray bottle, and have it on like a very thin mist.
Yeah.
To help, and just gently hand wipe everything.
It's the same with like airbrushing as well, though.
Yeah, the worst thing is that my boy, obviously, his skull is like a cream color, so if that's dirty, you're gonna see it.
It stains.
Yep. Which is why he rarely comes out my room. Because I'm too afraid of him getting dirty.
I'm paranoid for taking Lucifer to a con in a couple weeks, and look at how much solid white is on that man.
Don't. Girahim does the same for me. I'm pretty sure I accidentally dripped some of my spirit gum onto a bit of the leg on Girahim. And I know for a fact that shit ain't gonna come out without spirit gum remover, so I need to buy some of that ASAP. So it doesn't like set into that costume.
I haven't had issue with that with Spirit Gum and Lucifer yet, but I love making cosplays. I'm happy with him. I just hate sewing white because I'm always so paranoid about it getting dirty.
Yep.
And Lucifer is one of the ones I actually, for cleaning him, he either needs to be spot cleaned and given candy scented body spray because my lungs don't do well with Febreze, or taken to a dry cleaner because of the way he is. Because red and white, Vivzie, what were you thinking? Red bleeds. Even though I pre-washed all my fabric, red and white are a bad combination.
I love it.
At least his apple pajama pants that I made, I don't have to worry about that with.
Nope.
They can go in the washing machine.
That's the struggle I have with Girahim, which is why I was so happy that they made it like a two-piece. What I mean by two-piece is obviously his like his waistband and stuff comes off, because his bodysuit is all white and then the waistband's bright yellow with red.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, please, that detaches. It does. I was so. Because if it didn't detach.
The joys of white cosplays.
Joys of anything that's white.
Honestly, anything that's white.
White material, white fur, anything like that. You're like, oh, why did I choose this decision?
I feel that. One of my the next fursuit I'm planning, doesn't have any white on him, but he's very pastel, and I'm like, oh, Joyce, getting those, because it's a pastel green with pastel blue and a like purpley pink accent. He was designed from a friend. The only issue, oh no, I don't lie, he has a bit of white on him. He has antlers that are based off candy canes. So
I love it.
So he has candy cane antlers. Because he's my friend's species, and I got him for free. And they're now a closed species, and I was so happy that I got it for free, because I was dating them at the time, and they were like, "Here, have this character designed of you from," and I love him. I have changed his colors just so that they're a little more pastel, because when they gave me him, he was vibrant, and I was like, I'm not having that vibrant green on me. I
just want to be a walking glue stick.
I do not wish to be a walking glow stick, no. Because they literally had a vibrant green and a vibrant blue, and I was just like, oh no. And then I added like my own little tweaks to him or them. We're not fully sure on what the gender of it is. That, and it also shapeshifts, so fun.
I can say where it comes to the antlers, because I know someone in the fandom who's made their own original species too, and they have antlers. Their suit in particular, they have like the screw-on antlers with bottle caps.
Aww.
That makes it easier for washing them as well.
And
transport.
Hey guys, I am so sorry. I do need to get going. If you guys want to take this into the regular chat on Discord, you are more than welcome to. But on my end, I guess I have the streaming powers. So
you do. You have the power of the off button.
I really didn't want to end it like this. I would love for you guys to come back for a returning stream, especially, next month, or for the birthday stream, or after any particular conventions that you guys go to that you want to talk about when you come back from. You think that would be all right by you guys? Yeah. Or again, I hate to cut it off like this.
I know, it's fine.
Yeah, no, but by all means,
it's okay. I gotta make sure I gotta eat something too, because it's nearly 8:20.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to make my enchiladas.
I'm having the good old macaroni and cheese.
All right, so this seems to be a good place to wrap things up and end things off. Guys, I want to say thank you for joining us on our stream. This was very enlightening, very enriching, and definitely something that I think we would be very invested in learning more of in future podcasts. So please, if you're interested, we would love to have you guys back. I don't know, how's it sound to you guys?
Honestly, yeah, I love that. Also, thank you for having us.
Oh my god, please.
Yes, thank you.
I love you.
Please, you guys are nothing short of amazing. I mean, Yeah. Huh?
Until you meet us in real life.
Oh, stop it.
Until you get to know us.
technically, I can meet Aura in real life if the Birmingham meets start up again soon.
Yeah, that's true. If they follow the Mank meets, then yeah, because the Mank Fair meets are already up again.
I know the Birmingham ones are just sorting out their organisers, so hopefully soon.
Hopefully, and then I'll make a day to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Okay, is Amethyst part of the
Me
group
who's
or
running
no?
away to Canada's capital
I
in 2 weeks.
don't know. We can mention that again though. Anyone who did join today, if you look in the description, we do have the link hopefully in there for joining the Helluva Hazbeans Discord server. So come join us.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave this here. Yes, for all parties that are interested, I am Fox's friend. Amethyst, please come join us. You're gonna be part of the family now.
You're a Hazbin.
Yay. That's one of my lot. I love them.
Aww.
My lot.
Well,
One of
yes.
my lot.
Separate.
Well, yes, please come join the family. The more than welcome. The more the merrier. The more the welcome. Well, yeah, either works. On that note, this is all the signal in the world that I need to either caffeinate myself, get an IV, get a cup. I don't know what the fuck I need to do. But on that note, everyone, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to you joining us again on future streams. And please take care of yourselves. Stay safe. We love you all.
Goodbye, Hazbeans.
See you.
Bye.